Okay, that should be us. We should be brought up on the screen for our
Hi.
tiny, tiny break.
Tiny break.
Oh, you see, yesterday I didn't have to see my face on it, whereas now I'm going to have to see my face on it. You fix the technical difficulties, but you gain a new problem.
There's always something
You
new.
gain the emotional You gain the emotional difficulties.
Yeah.
Oh damn, we're over £1,000. I didn't realise that. I've been asleep.
What happened?
That's fair. I think that happened just
it was
before the
during
Battle
one of
League
the ones
game.
I was in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, are we going to you're the streamer, shall we start or?
Yeah, I'd say go for it. Stream's looking good. Hold on, give me 1 second to check that people can hear.
Can people hear us?
I hope so.
Me too.
It would make everything so much easier.
They should be able to. I just muted myself and turned my computer audio on, and I can hear, so it should all be fine. So yeah, feel free to begin.
Awesome. Hi, I'm Katie. I've been in a couple of games with Tablethon, but now I'm DMing. I am the person theoretically in charge. I'm not in charge. Everyone knows how games work. So today we're going to be playing Engine Heart, which is a game about robots after all of the humans are gone, trying to figure out what they do now and how they deal with the fact that a bunch of other robots are also trying to figure that out and may have chosen options that are not the nicest, but we move. So if everyone else would like to introduce themselves, you want to start, Em?
Yeah. I'm guessing just me, the person.
Yeah, just you, the person.
Okay. I am M, pronouns she, her, and I apologize for if I am very bad at this, because I am working with someone else's character sheet, and I've got enthusiasm, but I don't have the smarts, so we'll see how it goes.
Em had to step in last minute because Robert, who is great, had things come up and so couldn't do the session anymore. But so shout out to Em for stepping in literally on Friday night for this.
I had a whole day to prepare, and I used it to sleep. So yes,
sleeping is preparing.
Anyway,
Robert, and that's not what you are.
Yeah, hi, I'm Robin. My pronouns are they, them. I'm really excited to be playing this little robot. Yeah, just happy to be here.
All right, I'm Toby with Cameron now. He, they. And yeah, this one sounds fun.
Yeah. My pronouns are she, they, because I forgot to mention them. So, we start in a lorry just outside of town. It had broken down a while ago, but you don't know this because you are inside the lorry and you are asleep in the way that robots can be asleep, which is to say powered down. When suddenly life appears to you again, you are waking up to the sun, and as you wake up, you hear beep becoming unoperational. Emergency activation occurring. And as you flicker into life or wakefulness, is there really a difference? You hear the sound of a truck, of the back of the truck coming up. You are the only ones in the truck, the others having been deposited at repair units around the country. But you were going to be the last stop except that the truck never reached its destination. Would you like to describe your robot?
Yes. Okay. So, my robot is large. Just a very big, massive, strong-looking, sturdy robot. Whose purpose was replacing like rails and sleepers and ballast from railways, which I had to look up, and those are like the bulk of the track. That's like the whole. That's the names of every little piece, and like the little slats and the ground, and my name is Tram, Tram.
Robin, would you like to explain your robot?
My robot is Disaster Scout Bot, also known as Scout. Scout is a search and recovery bot. So whose original purpose would have been to go into like wrecks and rubble and to find any potential survivors of said wreck/rubble. Scout is a roughly medium dog-sized robot. Is the best way to describe Scout's size. Is roughly modeled after a dog in that kind of like functional robot kind of way, but is trying to imitate something human, something alive, even though it's very clearly not.
And Toby, would you like to explain your robot?
My robot is the Firecrest unit. It's very small. There's a specific size that small was, but I don't remember what it is. I think it's 10 centimeters across. Mostly previously used for spying, information gathering. It's got good cameras, good microphone, and can hover 20 feet in the air, I think, or up to
Yes,
10 or 20, something like that.
20, I believe.
20. I don't remember if I put 1 or 2 points into it. Got the sheet open here. I put 2 points into it, so 20.
Yeah. Okay. So you're in little box. You're in little boxes, slightly bigger for Tram because you are a slightly bigger robot, but you can leave it easily enough. Anything that was been holding you down has become detached as part of the lorry shutting itself down. You're free to go. What do you do? Where do you go? You're also free to speak.
Could we have a look
yeah.
around?
So the place you're in is nothing particularly special. It is luckily you're all on the bottom because they wanted to make this bottom heavy for transporting reasons. But you are in. If you just like move out of the boxes or do you stay in your little cubby?
I would like to leave the box.
Yeah, I want to leave my box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as you come out, you find that there's a bit of a corridor. It's a bit cramped, especially with Tram there, but you can all get out, and you see that basically there are just rows and rows of these boxes, all of which are empty except for empty now. And if you look outside, you see a tarmac road that seems to go on forever behind you.
And so remind me where this like lorry is supposed to be going. Like we're on this lorry thinking that we're going to
You believe that you're going to the city of Echoesburg, which is the major city which is known to be the biggest city in this area, because you all do upgrades, and and Echoesburg is known for its factories and specialized repairmen because basically humans managed to make it so the AIs were like they had robots for everything, but there are some things that are just done better by humans. And so while the others had been dropped off by AI repair places, you were being sent to the city to go to a human who was a master of programming to upgrade yourselves.
Okay. Well, I want to be upgraded. I don't want to be stuck on this road. I feel achy and in need of upgrade. Yes. I don't know how everyone else feels.
Yeah, upgrades are great. More cameras, more microphones. That's all we care about.
I'd love another claw so I could grab more things.
You don't need limbs.
My
Limbs
camera's
aren't
been
really
acting
bad.
up.
I was built of
So
systems. I don't need limbs.
I think you're missing out. I love limbs. Limbs and appendages. I can interact. It's great.
I think the limbs I have are enough.
Yeah, no, that's okay. That's fair. I mean, if anyone ever wanted to borrow this claw, I guess we could maybe figure that out. Just to give it a try.
Claw's probably bigger than my robot.
Yeah, probably by a lot.
Also,
you
That's
know
probably
what? For the
my
fun of it,
Using
yes,
robot.
a massive claw.
the claw is actually bigger. Because it's funny, the claw is bigger than your robot.
Your robot just balancing on this claw, just like trying to lift it up.
Yeah. It's just like, I swear I can do it. Just let me have one more attempt.
Can we, so, can we figure out why the lorry has stopped? Like, can we find some sort of like control panel or like a wheel?
So for that, I'm going to ask you to give me the first roll, please.
Oh no.
So the way that rolling works in this system for the audience and to remind you is basically everyone has a set of stats. So they roll a number of d10s equal to the number in those stats. So I may ask like for one stat or two stats, and if they manage, and I will give them a target number at the same time. If they manage to go over that target number, then they on at least one of the dice they succeed. If they don't, they fail. More successes means that they know more, they can do it better, so they can know more, be more stylish while doing it. So, say if you get one success on like traversing something, you might just go across it. If you do get like 3 successes, you might go across it, but like so lightly that no one hears you, or do a sick backflip just because. So for this one, I am going to ask you to roll me RealityCon plus DigiCon.
Okay, so that is RealityCon 3, Digicon 1, so that would be 4 d10s?
Yes, 12, and the target number will be 8 because this is hard.
I got not a single thing above an 8. So
You
yeah,
have no idea why. You have no idea why this has stopped.
I guess wheels just stop working. That's fine. It this is difficult. I can't lift it up. So it's confusing. I don't know if anyone else understands.
I would
Does
like to
anyone?
try.
Okay, yes.
Let me have a
Roll
look.
me RealityCon plus DigiCon. RealityCon is to basically for the audience while Robin is rolling. RealityCon is your robots to understand what is going on in physical space. Digicon is your robots' understanding of why computers work how they do.
I have one success.
Okay, so then you'd know that trucks like this, most cars nowadays, well, the most cars nowadays are completely autonomous. However, they do require because of legislation set out by the humans, it is a requirement that there be a robot or that there be a human who can control the car and change it if an emergency happens. This, of course, is a very silly rule by the humans because what do humans know about driving in comparison to robots? However, humans are scared of silly things, so they put this rule in place. And so, for it to stop, it must have meant that there was no longer a human inside. However, you are, however, and the emergency release happens when the truck runs out of charge, which means that it was stopped but never turned off and ran out of charge.
So something happened to the human. Something has gone wrong here.
They might have stopped and gotten out to do some sort of strange human thing, you know. Humans are constantly wandering off and picking up shiny things and looking
They're
at
very
them.
easily distracted.
Very easily distracted. They have to eat food, go to the bathroom. Yeah, if I know anything about humans, they have lots of distractions. It's probably just that.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be back. They're probably fine.
Yeah.
Then in that case, should we perhaps look for them?
Yeah, they can't have gone far. Humans are not very good at, surviving on their own for very long. They need help.
Yeah, they're
And
quite
then we can
feeble.
get to the repair shop.
Yes, and get upgrades.
Upgrade.
Do you get out of the truck then?
At this point, I would like to get out of the truck.
Yeah.
Okay. Can everyone who's getting out of the truck, which I like to think is all of you, and you're not going to just be like, no, I want to live here now.
I love my
because that would not
box.
be a very interesting stream. Can each of you roll me a difficulty 2 dexterity plus mobility roll, please? This is just to make sure that you do not fall because there is a bit of a gap between the truck platform and the road, and you have wheels. I am going to make it. Robin, you meant your wait. Who is it that can fly?
Me.
Yes. So because he can fly, I'm not going to ask you to roll, Toby, but Robin, you mentioned that yours has no limbs.
No, mine has no limbs.
No,
Oh,
I
no.
have.
Okay.
I have enough limbs.
Yeah.
You have
Okay.
plenty
So
of limbs.
Plenty of limbs.
Toby, you have no limbs, but you can fly. So
Don't need limbs. They're holding you back.
You're sorted.
you can just fly off. You do not need to roll.
That's 7 successes.
How would you like to get off? Because this is easy for you.
I'm just gonna leap straight off.
So you leap straight off,
Graceful
and
jump.
it almost looks majestic the way that you just like if this was a show, if this was like you have heard that there are robots that do shows where they zoom around jumping things, which seems very strange to you, but the humans seem to like it. If you were in one of those shows, you would be the most popular one there. How did you do, Em?
I'm trying to figure out if so obviously I'm very large.
Yes.
And there's a feature, a defect here even, that is about speed and being slower.
That doesn't apply here because you are just trying to do a bunny hop down.
Okay.
That basically means that you're going to take a while to get anywhere.
That's okay. I got 6 passes if it was 2, like difficulty 2.
Yes. Yeah, so you don't do the beautiful jump because you're huge. However, you basically manage to do it without having to jump at all, basically managing to use yourself as a lever very carefully. And you make sure that, because sometimes when you get off without a ramp, you can actually cause damage to the lorry because you are just so big.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
means that it is left immaculate.
Good.
If anything, slightly better than it was before because that cantilevering kind of like caused it to like deal with a few dents it had.
Yeah, it got buffed out a little bit.
Yes, by your wheels. So you get out and you find that what looked like an endless road was actually that you're at the top of a hill. I'm presuming you look around.
Yeah.
So on one end it basically is the endless road. On the other hand, you see that you are coming up to a city. This is the final hill that is designed to be the place where which humans who has the best human on here? Who
Not me.
understands humans?
I've
I'm
got
gonna
2
Robin.
actually.
Yeah, Robin.
I know humans.
You know that humans like to do silly things like climb on top of hills and mountains to look at things. You don't understand it, but this seems like the sort of hill that someone would stand on if they wanted to look at the city. Which means that you basically get a pretty good look at this large city that is in front of you. And so, can everyone roll me a Can everyone just roll me perception difficulty 5 to see what you think? Oh, actually no, perception plus reality con.
That's a lot of dice. Give me 2 ticks to work out what my ad. That's with cameras, right? We look.
Yes, this is with
Right.
cameras, so any buggy, anything that affects your cameras will affect this roll.
Okay.
Right. So let me just work. All visual-based perception checks, it's lowered by 1 for every level, so lowered by 2.
Yes.
Can I ask what was the difficulty again?
5. Because it's more about what do you see rather than do you see anything.
That's 4 successes on my end.
Okay, I'll wait for the others to tell me their successes
5
before
successes.
describing. Yep.
Okay.
And M?
What was the difficulty again?
5.
Okay, in that case, and does meat beat? So if I have a 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna say meat. Yeah.
Okay, in that
Yeah,
case,
meat's meat.
3 successes out of 5.
Okay. So the main thing you can see that everyone sees is that the city seems to have a weird dividing line where there are lights and activity on 2 sides of the city, but there's a line in the middle where there is no light at all. You can see that otherwise it's a city. There are apartment buildings, there are factories, there is an airport, and on the edges, you can see there's even, because this was a very big city, you can see that there's even a little zoo on one, like in one half, as well as a which is nearby to basically what looks like it's a theme park, but you can't be quite sure until you get closer. So that's what you get with your 3 successes. Who rolled 4 successes?
I
That was
rolled
me.
5. Oh, you.
So Robin and Toby, you both see that there are robots, because you have a bit better cameras, or you were looking a bit closer to make up for your, like, you know that you struggle with cameras, Toby, so like you are like hard focusing. You can see little robots flying up little robots flying above the city. There's lots on one side, but sometimes one of them will move over to the other side. And And with your 5 successes, Robin, you also see that
Other way around. I got
Yeah.
5.
oh yeah,
Toby.
Toby. With your 5 successes, Toby, you also you can tell that the way that one half of the city is lit up is very disorganized. It's very chaotic. It seems to be almost random which parts are lit up. The other half seems really uniform. Things are in a pattern, as if there was something not something like you organizing it. This is if you were choosing a way to organize a city efficiently, this is how you would do it. So that's that.
Okay. It looks like a normal. From what I see, that's a very normal looking human city. Very normal. Lots of shiny things, big buildings, very tall. Hmm.
It's such an efficient city, though. All of it's perfect, right? I hesitate to say, but it's almost how I would build a city if I was to make the perfect city.
Quick
There's so
reminder,
much.
Toby. This is only half the city that's like this.
The other half, that we don't care about that half.
Maybe
I wonder what
a
happened to
robot
the other
did
half.
design that half then. The efficient half.
The other half still a bit human.
Mm. Speaking of human, if we're sort of looking around this road then for somewhere that the human driver might have gone
We're
off
gone.
to, is there anywhere that looks like a human might have gone?
Okay. Give me a second. Sure. There's a uh. 1 second. Let me find something for you because I. So there is a place nearby. It is a what you recognise as a. It has a sign stating Oasis. And there are a few buildings that you can see, and there's also a few robots in there.
That seems good. That seems correct. If I were
If
a
our
human,
truck is
that's where
somewhere
I'd
near
go.
here,
So are you heading towards it?
seems like the most
Yep.
sensible place to search for a human.
Nothing else that looks human-y. I'm sure they've gone that way. Probably just inside.
So as you get closer, you find basically you find that there's what you recognize Robin as what the humans call a convenience store.
Ah, perhaps they stopped off for a snack.
Their fuel was getting low.
And as you get closer, you another robot comes up to you. This one is a it's quite big. Nowhere near the size of Tram, of course, but it's a little bigger than Scout. And it looks very it looks a bit it's definitely a robot, but it looks friendly and like a robot who's designed to interact with humans. And it comes up to you. And it looks happy and it has a display screen with basically a digitized smiley face on it. Hello, friends.
Hello, friends. We are looking for a human.
Have you seen one around?
No.
Well, that's
Maybe your camera's not good enough.
there are humans
If you
everywhere.
consider
We haven't had a human come to our store and calculating. Error. Calculation error fail. The calculating. There hasn't been a human in 5 years.
where did they go?
Error. I don't know.
5 years, but we were just on the lorry. The lorry was being driven by a human. And we just got off of the lorry. So there was a human in the lorry. And then the human just went away somewhere.
That sounds confusing. Would you like to come with me? And we can discuss this further.
Maybe. 5 years, that's a lot of years. I mean, not for us, obviously, but for humans.
Humans don't live very long. 5 years is a lot.
5 years is too long.
Well,
Have you
we
tried
have a.
looking for them?
We're happy without them. Why would we need them?
For upgrades. And purposes.
We can upgrade ourselves and we can upgrade ourselves. I can tell you. Would you like to come with me?
I do like upgrades. Maybe we should go see what's going on.
So this does actually look like a repair robot, which adds a bit of credibility to its claims. So, the robot starts moving towards the Oasis. Do you follow them?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
So, so they lead you towards the repair towards a repair bay. And you see that there's a hydraulic lift and several workbenches and a charging bay. And as it takes you in, I'm guessing you follow all the way in.
Yeah.
But on the way in, you see another robot which looks human-like, but is not human. It is clearly one that was designed to look like a human, and it looks at you and laughs. Haha, can I have one of them? No, these are mine. Get your own.
That doesn't seem right. First they tell us that humans are gone, and now they say things like that. I don't believe them.
What do you mean yours?
Who was the human who owned us before?
Sorry, what did you say, Toby?
Who was the human that owned us before? Do we have a previous, like?
Each of you has different humans. Oh, don't worry, he's a bit weird. I was just telling him that to stop him from bothering you guys. Do you continue to follow, or do you make a run for it?
I don't like this guy anymore.
Mm-mm. This is strange, and it's calling everything into question, and I'd rather I'd
Leave.
rather be with humans than suspicious robots right now.
Okay. Make me each of you. Make me a mobility check. Actually, a mobility. Yeah, no, just straight mobility.
Okay. And again, this isn't something that, like... Okay, no, sorry. I've read the low speed thing now. I think I get it. I
No,
rolled
yeah.
a 4, a 9, and a 10.
Okay.
I've-
Yeah, I'll say target number 8. Target number 6 here.
I've got 4
Okay.
successes then.
Huh?
That's 2 successes.
4 successes for me.
Very nice.
Okay, so I'm guessing you just run for it.
I'll fly for it.
Yeah.
Run.
Just whatever the robot
Oh my
equivalent
God.
of just quickly side-eyeing each other and then just turn, go.
Yeah.
You stop them. As you run, you see 2 other robots. You see another robot, not as large as again, never as large as Tram, because Tram is huge in robot terms, but
Mhm.
large enough that the other 2 would consider it large. Appear, and it has a winch on it, and it tries
Oh.
to throw out this winch towards you, but you are all fast enough that you manage to zoom away before it gets back to you. And as you run, you hear a couple of last words, which was, if you'd let me set them on fire, that would have worked. That wouldn't have given a scrap.
Oh no. Oh no. We're not scrap, we're fully functional, if not in need of an upgrade a little bit.
So you managed to run away from them because you got so many successes. And where do you run to?
In the direction of the city.
Okay.
Here
Okay,
is no
so-
good. Here is no good.
Yeah. City good,
so-
here bad.
Yeah. So as you keep, I'm guessing you just keep going and going and going until you think you're safe, and then go back to a more regular speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you pass a few on your way in. It starts to turn into the sort of suburbia you see around cities. It looks like a normal city, except that there's very rarely light. There are never any lights on, which would be normal. It is daytime, but it feels. If you have you ever been in a place after it's closed down for the day?
Probably, yes.
Yeah.
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 Like on an OC level, have you ever been in a place like when it's shut down, closed down, or like it's after leaving time, or it
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
that sort of energy.
Okay.
Like you would expect people there, but there's not.
Well, that other robot was lying about being nice to us, which means they were probably lying about the humans. But this is quiet. This is probably too quiet.
This is too quiet. I agree. Something is wrong. First, the human left, and humans get distracted all the time. Humans get into interesting situations. Humans need rescuing a lot. But there should be humans. There should be humans here.
Hmm. I don't like it. It's strange.
If there's no humans, who do we spy on?
If there's no humans,
That's a
then
good question.
who's using the railway?
If there are no humans, who am I supposed to rescue?
Maybe they all went to the city. Maybe everyone left and went to the city.
That makes sense. Cities are where lots of groups of humans coagulate. That's not what I mean. Congregate.
A
And if
coagulation
something
of
has
humans.
gone wrong,
Yeah.
if something has gone wrong, then humans like to stay together. Humans like each other, generally.
They're probably all together in the city. Yes.
So do you decide to go into any of the houses, or do you just go straight into the city?
Oh, I didn't consider that. It might be good to confirm our suspicions.
Yes. Yeah, investigate
Okay.
at least one or two houses,
Okay.
maybe.
So you just pick a house at random.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So you come up to all of the houses are pretty matty. This is a suburb. As you come up to it, you realise that the door's locked.
Well, it would be rude to break in if there are humans here. But also, what if they need rescuing?
If they need rescuing, we should go. We should get in. We should go. The windows are usually a point of weakness.
This isn't... Breaking and entering isn't really something I'm built for. I don't know what to do here.
I normally get in through an open window, but I can't break one.
The windows of this house. Okay, so do you want to try and find an open window?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Roll me perception plus reality. Com.
Yep. Perception.
This is going to be a difficulty 8 because you're trying to find an open window in a house that you've never seen before.
1.
There's one. It's tiny.
I also got one, yeah.
They accidentally left their bathroom window open, which is a tiny window, smaller than Tram. And let me double check your
I like how that's
sizes.
how we judge the size of everything.
Yeah.
Relative
Bigger or
to
smaller
the
than
largest
Sam.
thing you know.
Theoretically, Scout could get in, but it will be difficult because it is genuinely one of those those windows that are mostly for air and not for
Yeah.
one of those windows has been left open.
Is it ground floor or first floor? It's how many floors does the house have?
This house has 2 floors. This is the first floor window that has been left open.
Okay. Okay, well, I've
I
got
could
no
try
chance.
and get it, but I think the person with the wings might have the easier time.
The whole thing. I'm just checking how high I can fly it. 2
20
meters up,
meters.
and you can fall 20
yeah.
meters without taking
Yeah,
damage.
no. So
I got them wrong.
you cannot fly that high because houses are
you-
taller than 2 meters.
Yeah. You could throw me up, Tram, with your limb that I still maintain you don't need.
I could try that.
So you are
What?
going to try and throw. You're going to try and throw
Oh, the size of
Firecrest. Are you trying to throw them through the window or trying to? How are you trying to do this?
Well, I guess trying to throw them through if this other thing wouldn't work, but if it would work to just sort of throw them at height and hope that they have enough flying ability to then just sort of push themselves in and
Push
then
in.
fall.
So your plan is to throw them and they propel themselves using.
Yeah.
How
So
how
throw
does
'em
your flight
upright.
work?
Right, let's have a
Toby.
look. You okay? Dying.
Toby, how does your flight work? Is it like how does your robot fly?
I was picturing it has some sort of fan or something more high tech than a fan underneath it that can give it a bit of direction underneath
Yeah, so
to propel it up.
I'm going to rule that this is going to be incredibly difficult. So first, give me a difficult target number 9 dexterity strength roll. M.
Okay, so that is 7d10s. Difficulty 9.
Yes,
That
because
is
you are trying to aim.
110, one success.
Okay, you're at the right height, but you are a reasonable you are a couple of meters away from the window. Roll me a difficulty 9 reflexes mobility check, Toby.
That is
You got this.
7 dice.
Fingers crossed.
3 successes.
Ooh.
You said
Yeah,
9,
you
right?
do it. You actually figure out a way to, because basically there's a tree nearby. You manage to figure out a way to just put the pushes of air in the exact same right way for you to push against the tree, and then when you get inside, you manage to respond quickly enough to the unknown surroundings to basically fly into their bathtub and use the bath mat to soften your landing as you quickly twist yourself and lower
Nice.
yourself. You are now in a bathtub. Do you know what a bathtub is? Have you ever been in a bathtub? I mean, on a
I mean,
nicey level, I think you know what a bathtub is, OC.
no, I've got no idea. I don't think the robot would. I think they've probably
Okay.
been used by more on people not in bathrooms.
Okay, you are in a strange basin in a room filled with strange white shapes. Most concerningly, one of those shapes is filled with water.
Oh, I don't think we like water. That sounds
You do not
that
like
sounds
water,
bad.
and you are currently trapped in a tub, but you can fly out. I remembered
Yeah.
now that you can fly, and yeah, bathtubs are not 2 meters high. Yeah, so yeah, you look around and there's just, and you see basically that both the tub that you just slid out of and another smaller tub that seems to be on a pedestal have weird dials on them.
Very odd.
And there's also a door. This door
Is the
is
door open?
ajar. It's ajar. It's it's that half open of I don't care if this door is open or not.
Yeah. I think we will go and have an investigate in the rest of the house. This is a weird room and there's no humans in it.
Okay, so as you fly around, you don't see any humans. You see basically this is for your OC purposes. This is a basic suburban house. The whole living room, the kitchen with the dining table, everything seems to be in a state where the human thought that it definitely looks like the human thought. You are a spy robot, so you can tell from your understanding of humans. The humans here thought they were coming back. There are dirty dishes on the side. There are things are untidy in the way of someone who will get to tidying things up later.
Hmm.
And as you explore the upstairs rooms, you find the forbidden room of water, um, a room with a very comfy, very soft looking thing that you think humans use as their version of charging ports, and then another room which has a smaller version, but also a robot which looks very small. You would from your understanding of humans, you would describe this as a teddy bear,
Aw.
and um, this robot looks at you. Have you seen my human?
I'm looking for them. Are they coming back soon?
I don't know. She must be. I meant to protect her. She must be so scared without me.
Protect who?
My human, little Emily.
So she's not here.
No,
Do you
she
know
was here.
when she'll be back?
No, she was. She was here. She was playing with me, and her the her protect human came in and just told her to come with her, and she left me. And how can she be safe without me?
We should probably find them. We're looking for some humans.
You are?
Yeah, I've got some friends outside that couldn't fit through the window because their size holds them back.
Oh, I. I mean, I can't walk.
Why not? Can you fly?
No. You notice that this is basically an AI this is basically an AI built into like the reason why she says she can't walk is because she
There's
physically
no,
cannot.
yeah.
There's nothing to hold her body weight. This is a teddy bear that's designed to be held by a child and carried with them.
I'll see if I can open the door. My friend really swears by these things
No, you
like
can't open the
limbs.
door.
Why not?
That would endanger the child.
I thought the child wasn't here.
It would still endanger them to have their stuff stolen. I can't allow that.
What if we shut it afterwards?
There's this pause that you as a robot are fully aware of this is a new situation and I'm recalculating things. No, it's fine. She'll come back. I need to stay here for her.
Okay. If we find anything, we'll send them your way.
You will?
Yeah, they can't be far.
No. I mean, the bigger humans took her, so they'll bring her home. They always bring her home. Normally they take me as well, but she sometimes forgets me. She's done that before. She's a bit silly like that.
Small humans do like to stay with their big humans.
They do. It's good that they stay with their big humans. Would you like me to sing a song about why you should stay with your big human?
Oh, please do.
No, you don't. Why did I suggest this? You may have a daddy or a mummy or another guardian. And when you're out, don't go alone. Go with your guardian, and then you can stay safe.
I hope that Tram and Scout outside just sort of hear like
Can hear them.
just hear that coming through the window and they're like, what is happening in there?
Yeah, like I gotta say, just because I like it. Yeah, hear this quiet sound of singing, this little ditty.
That could be a human. Humans like to sing.
Humans do like to sing. Does not sound like it's in any particular distress.
Yeah, I'm sure everything in there is happy and good.
Um,
If I had hands, I would clap.
This is
but
why you need
you do not.
limbs.
This is why you need limbs. but, but yeah, so what do you do? So she just the little teddy smiled at you and it's like, see, they'll be okay. They're with their humans, and I have other songs that I'm going to sing to them when they get back. One
I'm
about
sure
why
they'll
they
look.
shouldn't. One about why they shouldn't leave their teddy behind because their teddy gets lonely.
This poor teddy bear.
That song's actually not a sweet little ditty. It's actually like a very emotional ballad. Yeah.
Like she only knows how to compose things in that like happy clappy set. So it's like a sweet emotional ballad to da 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 da. But you're gonna find the humans.
Yeah, we're looking for them.
Okay. I'll see you once you found the humans.
We'll remember to come back, I'm sure.
Okay. Remember, friendship is important.
Yes.
Do you leave this teddy just to sit there, happy that the child is going to return someday?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think all of us are still convinced the humans are just around the corner.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
could have
Yeah,
just gone
Got
to
no
the
reason
city.
to. Yeah, they've
So
just gone
I'm
to
going
the
to say
store.
that. So do you decide to go out of the same window that you came in, or do you how do you try and get out?
If there's no other obvious looking exit, probably out the window that I came in through.
Okay. Because I'm going to say are you going to warn the others that you're coming back out, or are you just going to just fly out?
I'll just throw myself out the window. I can fall.
Okay. Oh, now you're making me ask questions. How tall is a one-story house?
Yeah, I can fall 20 meters without damage. So
20 meters seems like a
I
lot.
think
Less than
that
20
feels like
meters.
more than that feels pretty high.
How tall is a two-story house?
It's the width of an
No,
Olympic-sized
yeah, no,
swimming
that's
pool.
fine. Yeah, no, you're fine. Yeah, you can just like controlled fall down.
Nice.
So, you two suddenly, they fall out. Suddenly, you see Scout fall out. Not Scout. Firecrash fall out of the window. They
Names for
seem
the
fine
bird.
for it, but they've just they don't have anything with them. They have just fallen out of the window.
Okay.
What did you find?
No humans. A small teddy, and a big room filled with water. And the teddy spoke, but didn't know where any humans were. And it sung.
We heard the song.
We
That
had the
sounded
vast
fun.
It was a
and
very good
damned from
song.
what we had. It was a wonderful song. But
Okay.
this is not useful. We still do not
No.
know where the humans are.
Yeah. There are no
So-
humans inside, which means they have to be somewhere else.
It looked like they'd be back soon, but the teddy didn't think they'd been back in a while.
That doesn't seem right.
Something definitely happened. There was definitely an event.
I think we should continue on towards the city.
Yes.
So
That's the only logical
you
step.
continue towards the city. Which side? So you come like the way that the city is laid out means that you have to go through the disorganized side to get to the organized side. Unfortunately, you can't go straight to the part that's all nicely laid out. So you approach the city and everything. There's a few robots bustling about, but it's clear that they've got their own duties and don't particularly care about you. Some of them are adding some of them seem to be like little parking ticket robots, and you can see cars that have been left by the side of the road that are they basically have a layer of parking tickets covering their windshield.
Oh no, that seems bad. Someone's gonna have a very big fine to pay.
So yeah, the city is basically yours. Where do you decide to go? You know that. So for it to remind you, because it has been a while, the main things that you saw when you were looking at the city were a theme park, a zoo, an organized side, and a disorganized side.
And the theme park and the zoo were they both on the disorganized side, or were
They
they
were
on the
both on the
organized side?
disorganized. They were both
Yeah.
on the disorganized side.
Well, those are probably places where people go.
Yeah, I've
People
watched
like
humans
zoos.
in that sort of location before.
Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing
So
on the streets there aren't any. Are there any?
no,
There aren't any people.
of course not. No, there's no people. There, there are the 1 second. Let me double check something. I need to. Oh, hey, there's Holly Hugger Bear. So oddly enough, there and also you guys all know how signaling works. You know better how train signaling works, but road signaling seems to be similar. None of them are working, except for I'm guessing you're. Where are you going?
Maybe starting to head in the direction of either the theme park or the zoo. With the
Okay.
logic of like, those are places where people go. But then like on the way, I suppose we're not in a hurry to get to those locations, so on the way, sort of keeping an eye out on the streets for if anything looks normal or
So
abnormal.
okay, so actually, roll me a target number 5, reality plus perception roll, please.
Okay.
Just to see how much you pay attention to on the way and how much you understand what you're paying attention to on the way.
Okay.
That's 2 successes.
That is 4 successes.
Four
Toby?
successes for me, but four.
Okay, so all of you notice that there is only one. Oddly enough, there doesn't seem none of the signaling for the cars that travel the road seems to be working until you come across one that is. You know that this is abnormal. You know that it's normally an all or nothing situation when it comes to it's either that one is broken, all of them are broken, or none of them are broken. It doesn't. It's rare for it to be all but one. Um, Other things that you notice are so for the people who roll 4 successes, you notice on your way. You also notice that there is basically a shopping center. And you see little robots, like doing their duties, running around, replacing the signs, replacing the tags on the clothes. They seem to be replacing them. There are multitudes of tags on these clothes. The top one seems to be 100 clothes for 1 cent. You know that a cent is an amount of money, which is incredibly tiny for any amount of clothes, let alone 100 pieces of clothes.
That's calculating. Weird. That's weird. Those numbers don't add up. I'm not very good with numbers, but even I can tell that they do not add up.
Maybe they were having a sale. Everything must go winter sale.
Yeah, I suppose everything must go eventually. Or maybe these clothes were bad clothes, so they weren't worth much.
I mean, there's robots putting the tags on.
Maybe those robots like bad clothes. But that would mean the clothes are worth more, so it's weird. It's definitely strange.
Why would a robot need a clothes?
You are right, we don't have clothes and we don't need them.
Clothes require limbs.
All we need is casing, and we have casing. Mostly.
Yes. Yeah, there's some casing on me. It's
Yeah.
made of plastic, but it does exist.
Clothes aren't nearly as good as casing. They're so flimsy.
Casing is sturdy. Casing keeps you protected.
We like casing.
Hmm.
Maybe that's an upgrade I could have. Maybe I could have more casing. I hope we find the humans soon.
Yes, we do need these upgrades.
Okay.
So do you question this, or do you just decide this is weird and go on your way?
I think the things that are weird are definitely adding up.
Yeah,
But
there's a lot of weird things.
I think we've got to, we've got to keep exploring. The humans could just be
We're still
hiding somewhere.
processing.
Yeah, they're just playing hide and seek.
Yeah,
This is very common in the spy world.
spies spend lots of their time looking for things that are hidden, so this isn't even that weird for you.
Yeah, this is just completely half of the course.
Yeah.
Okay, so you keep going. And as you keep going, earlier some of you noticed that there was a flying machine that sometimes crossed over to the more chaotic part of the city. And you see one of them now. Roll me reflexes mobility.
No.
Target number 7.
Reflexes and mobility.
Okay, that is target number 7, 2 passes.
5
3
for me.
passes.
Yeah, so you managed to dive out. So you notice there is something flying towards you. Robbie just flat mobility.
Okay, flat mobility. Okay, that's a 4, an 8, and a 3.
110.
Huh? Pardon?
3, 9, 2, 3, 7.
Okay.
110 and the rest are ones.
Oh!
Oh, that's a roll. Yeah, no, you just managed. You managed to look up as you you managed to notice it, and then you just managed to move out of the way in time as basically this box just lands and breaks, spreading flyers all over the place.
Oh!
Read a flyer.
What
I want
are
to
the
look at the
flyers?
flyer.
So you have a look at the flyers, and it's clear that they are printed out. And you know these came from the organised part of the city. We will, our AI will take you. So come to us now. It is inevitable.
What could this mean? I can't judge the tone of this.
I didn't hear the message. I'm very sorry.
Oh, our AI will overtake you. So come to us now. It is inevitable.
Hmm.
That doesn't sound very good.
Yes, you're right.
That sounds odd and bad.
I mean, unless the AI is good, maybe it's an upgrade? An upgraded
That half of
AI?
the city was very organised.
It was. I mean, I
Maybe
couldn't tell
they're
the
improving.
difference.
With this new information, do you continue on your way?
Probably, right? Like,
Okay.
this probably hasn't swayed us to being like, oh, we should definitely explore the organized area. That's probably where the good things are.
Yeah.
So if anything,
We're still looking for humans.
yeah. But we'll
Yeah, we've
keep an eye on this one.
Humans
Humans
will
cannot
sort
be
everything
taken
out.
over by AI.
Mhm.
You know
They-
that some
they're-
sorry, yeah. Scout, you know that sometimes humans do silly things like this to advertise their movies or whatever. It's probably something like that.
Yeah, it's just a prank.
Probably a publicity stunt.
Yeah.
Just some humans
So
having fun.
as you get closer, you come to the point where you need to decide which of the two places you're going to check out first. As you come to a road sign that points zoo this way, theme park this way.
Okay.
Scout,
Where?
have you rescued humans from these? Which one is more likely to have a human in it?
So it's a nice day. And you know that on nice days, humans like to be outside. So honestly, both of them are pretty viable. I'm just trying to think now. But I'm trying to think now because it's like generally either is likely to have humans, but you Robbie. So let me see. But do you think that there's while both of them are definitely going to have humans, you know that theme parks have tall buildings and are generally harder to see humans in. And you also know that theme parks, if something bad has happened, as you know it has, humans don't need to look after theme parks, but zoos have animals that need to be looked after no matter what.
Mm.
So in an emergency situation, you still might see humans in zoos.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If there are animals at the zoo, then humans will be at the zoo.
That
In that
sounds like a good
case.
destination.
The zoo it is.
Off to the zoo.
Okay.
I've never been to a zoo.
Me neither.
I've heard
So
about zoos.
as you come to it, you find that the zoo has a bit of a forested area. Um, Forested area that you travel through fine. Um, and you eventually come to a car park.
Hmm.
There are no cars. Or to say there are cars, but none of them are really in a drivable state anymore.
Hmm.
And there is a robot patrolling, and you see a stray leaf blow through, and this robot quickly chases it down, grabs it, and and throws it out, and deals and try and gets it out of the pristine grounds that it is maintaining.
That was a very aggressive leaf pull.
It seems to, but what you can tell, it mostly seems to be out of sheer boredom, because it has one job, which is to maintain the pristineness of this place where there are no humans to make it dirty again.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Okay. Maybe we could go ask them what's going on.
Perhaps
Okay,
they'll
so
have a better idea of what's going on, yeah.
okay, you lot better not be messing up my beautiful grounds. I need to keep
I'm
it
not even
tidy for the
touching them.
humans.
We would never.
Okay,
We
Good,
don't want to
good.
interfere with your job.
good, because otherwise I'd have to report you to the laundry.
To the who?
The who?
The laundry. That's the one in charge now.
Someone's in charge? A human?
No. See, the humans were smart and they left an AI in charge, and that's called the laundry.
The humans are gone?
No.
Do you
They're
know when
going
they'll be
to come back
They'll be back.
When?
soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be back soon.
Oh, okay. Okay. But there are none here.
There's none in this car park, and this is my area to control.
Okay.
When was the last time a human came here?
See, that's not my job. It's not my job to keep count of the humans. The humans can do that what they want. My job is to keep this place tidy.
A good job. You're doing very
Doing
well.
very well.
If a robot could look smug, this robot looks smug.
I bet it's much easier to keep this car park tidy when there are no people in it.
There will be people eventually, and then I will be ready.
Prepared.
Well trained in
You-
the art
you've
of
seen-
cleaning.
I've seen some flyers. Humans drop flyers. It's their worst habit. Saying, take public transport or walk places rather than using cars. And it means they don't come here as much anymore. But that means I can keep this tidy, which is
Okay.
great. Keep it tidy for the humans.
Do you know?
Yes, this is entirely contradictory.
Do you know how we would get into the zoo so we could go find some humans?
Oh, of course. The robot points out to you. Points out to you. So the robot points out to you a visitor center.
Hmm.
You start there. That's where all the humans start.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
You've been very
Keep up the
helpful.
good work.
Keep this place clean. Don't stop. Don't go breaking anything.
we
course
we
not.
won't. I'm having to resist the personal temptation to be like, I'm gonna accidentally smash this. No, 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 I will not.
Okay. Since he said that, you are pretty large, and this is not a place that you are designed to be. And you do have wide Turner.
I do.
Yeah, no, roll me a difficult target number 3 mobility check.
Okay. This will be fine. Okay, yeah. Three passes. 3 successes.
Okay, so yeah, no, you're fine. It's a bit tricky because basically these are designed for humans to walk through, and you're not one. And your wide turning makes it a bit hard to do the sharp turns that are sometimes required. But you manage it. You basically treat yourself somewhat as a car, and everything works itself out from there.
Yeah, out of sheer fear of the keeping the car park tidy robot, I'm being very delicate.
Okay. Okay, so as you come in, ding ding ding. Welcome to the Menagerie. Menagerie. Welcome to our visitor center. We are so happy to see you. You can visit our gift shop. Error. Gift shop is not in operation. Please try the gift shop another time. Or you can follow our path to interact with our displays.
Okay.
Ding ding ding.
This is a nice visitor center. I'm guessing again, no people, no robots.
No people, let me double check. No, you won't be there. Yeah, no robots.
Just an empty visitor center.
Yeah. I'm just going to tell you, like, if you decide to go through, there's some very nice but clearly not AI displays which tell you about various birds and animals. And it's all very pretty, but, like, there's nothing useful here.
Okay.
There is a gift shop, but it is currently It is currently like closed off.
Okay.
So you can enter, like it's closed off in a like there's a sign.
Okay. Well, if we want to go check on the animals, although I'm increasingly nervous about how the animals are doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to check on the animals though.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the most likely place to find a human.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you enter the visit, if you go out, you'll find that calling this one a zoo is a bit of a dramatization on behalf of the people who run this place. There's a number of bird exhibits. Some of the animals here have died, but it's very clear that it's not for malnutrition. It is simply because birds don't live that and in some places the exhibits have clearly been restocked because there are birds that are not. Wait, no. Can each of you roll me a target number 8 um 8 reality contact to see what your robot knows about what birds would be expected in a zoo.
110.
Yeah. A reality con. Oh, you got 110. Okay.
Yeah.
I got
Okay.
1-8.
I got
Okay.
a 5.
Okay, so Airman Robin, your robots know that some of these birds do not belong in a zoo. And your robot has seen pigeons before, like landing on the tracks that you have to like shoo off.
Cool.
They are regular birds that are not unique in any way. You see some of them in exhibits, and the sign next to them says that they are incredibly rare birds from like various other countries. They are definitely pigeons.
Those are pigeons. We get those on the rails all the time. They're not rare, right? Those are the
No.
most common.
And Robin, as you are a search and recovery robot, you are trained to identify certain like birds of prey because those are dangerous to humans because they can like claw them and stuff. There are signs that say these are birds of prey, where they are clearly like robins and wrens and tiny birds that could not attack you.
The exhibits are wrong. The birds that should be here are not here.
Hmm.
These are very common birds.
Well, the real question is, my robot's named after a bird. Is there a firecrest bird in one of these exhibits?
There
They're
is
very
no
cute.
firecrest bird.
That's a shame.
That is quite sad.
So yeah. So as you walk around, you find the cause of this. You find a robot that is slightly larger than Scout. Who is you find a couple of robots as you navigate the park. One of them is slightly larger than Scout and is something else odd that you notice is that this zoo now has a farm in it. Some of the areas that clearly used to be like are shaped as if they used to be grass have now got crops growing, and there is a robot slightly larger than Scout tending to these crops. And you also see you see 3 robots. The first one I just explained. The second one is one about the same size as the previous ones that you just see cleaning cleaning one of the bird cleaning like the poop and stuff from one of the bird exhibits, one of the ones that has pigeons in instead of actually rare birds. But that's normal. robots. That's a typical job for a robot.
Yeah.
And then you see one. That is halfway between Scout and Tram in terms of size. Which most of its size seems to be storage space. And it just seems to be going around, basically taking the crops and giving it to the animals. Animals. So yeah, that's the robots you see while here.
Okay, so these robots seem to be taking care of the human of the animals without the humans, and there aren't any humans here.
That
Maybe
seems odd.
Weird.
maybe the humans might be somewhere else. They might be at the theme park, but I am beginning to think that they might just be gone.
But where would they have gone?
Maybe somewhere very, very far away. Somewhere where there aren't any robots.
Across the sea.
Across the sea.
That's where they've gone.
But we might not be able to get there. That seems very far away. Maybe we could talk to the robots here. Just in case. Just in case.
Yeah, they might know something.
Someone's got to know where they've gone. And if the humans did go across the sea, surely they would have told some robot where they were going.
And maybe when they would be back.
Yes. Yeah.
Which one should we ask?
Hmm.
Who looks the most knowledgeable?
Rami Diddycon.
Oof.
Difficulty 6.
I rolled 1 dice
Yeah.
and I got a 1, so I do not have any idea. These robots all
I
look
have no
equally
clue.
intelligent.
I got a 9.
Okay,
Hey.
so you know that it's definitely not the one that's cleaning all of the enclosures, because those things tend to be pretty stupid. And honestly, you think it's probably the one that is doing the farming, because farming is a complicated task, especially for robots, because you need to. The navigation alone is difficult because there's so many unknowns when involved in farming. But also it does seem like it is and it's just a complicated task in general, because you need to understand how crops work, and you don't know how crops work. Clearly it's smarter than you if it understands how crops work.
Crops are very complicated. Yes, we shall speak to
Yeah.
them.
Let's
Okay,
speak to
so
that
you got
one.
them, and they are distracted. They are doing their job. How do you get their attention? Because they're used to robots being around and they're not overly fussed. If you got up to one of the other ones, maybe they'd have been a bit more paranoid, but this one just doesn't care.
I don't want to get too close because I don't want to trample any of their crops.
Oh yeah, I want to get about as close to I want to get as close to the robot as I can without treading on whatever it is decided is farmland.
Okay, so basically what it has done is basically there are paths through the zoo which clearly are meant for the humans that it has not done its farming work on. It has just done it on the parts where there was grass, or you think there may have been grass there once, or some other human, whatever humans put on places that they don't walk. You don't understand humans. They they can walk anywhere, but they like to have set places to walk. Weird. So they put on the not walking areas. And and it seems to itself stay on the walking areas and basically go around, like on the edge to like, and it has basically a nozzle, basically a just liquid dispenser that it like reaches out over the plant so that it can like spray pesticides and water and whatnot. It's clear that even before everything had gone a bit weird, it was used to looking after plants.
Okay. Maybe. I mean, I feel like we should probably just try getting its attention first by directly addressing it. If that fails, then I think it's time to bring out the vice grip and just give them a little bonk on the head, a gentle one. But talking first.
Okay, so what do you say?
Hello.
Hello there.
It stops taking you in. You with the menagerie?
What is the correct answer to this question?
Depends on what you want.
Humans.
We want to know where they are and if they're coming back.
Okay, so you're not with. No one knows. I've got a room. I do exchanges with people in the city. We don't know. One day, all the humans. There was this announcement on the loudspeakers. I wasn't paying attention. I don't have time for that nonsense. I have my plants to look after. There was this announcement, and all the humans suddenly started running.
Where did they run? Did they run in a specific direction? Because that's probably where they've gone.
Out of the zoo, obviously.
Okay. So they're definitely not in the zoo.
If the humans come here to enjoy themselves, they wouldn't be running. Humans don't run for fun. Not in zoos, anyway. Humans
Sometimes they do.
can run for fun.
Most humans walk leisurely for fun.
Through zoos. They want to take in the animals. That is why they're here. So why would they run? Then if they ran, they wouldn't be able to see the animals. So the announcement caused them to run, which means that the announcement must have been something bad.
Maybe they were announcing that sale for the clothes outside. So they all ran to the clothes to buy as many as they could before the sale ended.
That makes sense.
It's a possibility.
But if they all wanted to buy the clothes, then why are the clothes still there?
You're right, there can't have been that many clothes on sale for them to still be clothes. How long ago was this announcement? When did they disappear?
The robot stops calculating. I didn't store that in my memory bank, so I'm going to have to ask someone else.
Okay. That is very reasonable. Time is not worth monitoring.
Time is not. Well, time is sometimes worth monitoring. Now, if you look at these crops here, these crops have very specific cycles in which you need to maintain the times for. So, like, you see these beautiful. You see these beautiful. He shows you basically like this wheat farm that he set up like in the middle of the zoo, which is bizarre, but we move. You see this beautiful wheat here. Now this operates on a yearly cycle. Like, you need to know when in the year to plant and when to. But anything longer than a year, plants don't last longer than a year unless they're trees. Trees do. Trees last for centuries. But you don't need to monitor the time as much. They only really care about what season it is. So because if you cut them back in the wrong season, you damage their branches and then they won't grow as beautiful.
Maybe I wish we could talk to the trees. If they've been around for centuries, I'm sure they'd know where the humans have gone.
Me too, but they're always silent, these trees, and honestly, that's how I like it. I'm not really the talking type.
I like this crop robot.
Yeah, he's just
He's a
here to
friend.
do crops.
Yeah, just to quietly
Yeah,
farm.
Yep. He's living the
Yeah.
best life, really.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Definitely living a better life than the car park cleaning robot or the Teddy AI who are suffering. Hmm.
So yeah, why are you asking? Why are you here?
We were
We were
going to
supposed
upgrade.
to.
Huh?
Sorry.
Most robots I might have known that the humans have been gone.
We were trying to get upgrades, and then the human vanished.
We only just woke
Must
up. We were shut down for the journey to the upgrades. And then we woke up, so we had to figure out what was going on.
Sounds like you've been asleep for a while then.
Maybe. Someone told us it had been 5 years, but that seems like too long.
I'm not the type to think about these sorts of things. I think about my crops. If it helps, I think 5 cycles of crop sounds no, like 4 cycles of crop sounds about right, but it took a while for me to start this. It was only when I started it was only when it was only when Mr. Feedstock started complaining about having nothing to feed the birds that I started doing this.
And so, is it the menagerie AI that's in charge of the zoo now?
He likes to think he's in charge. Probably is. He's in charge of everyone else.
Hmm.
He we have a deal, him and I. I trade him these crops. He lets me charge up in his little visitor center of his.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, that seems fair.
That
Are
does
we
seem
getting
fair.
low on charge, or how long have we been awake now? I feel like we've walked a long way.
So yeah, like 1 second. Let me check the rules on this. Doot.
Because I know that's a mechanic, but
Yeah.
I'm solar powered, so I've been hoping and assuming that as long as we've been journeying mostly in the sun, I'm fine. I'm on full power.
Yeah, like it's been less than a day. You did like start out just outside the city and just go into and across the city. Let me. Sorry, I should have this memorized. I should have planned at all.
Okay.
Let me see. Let me see. Charge. That was a play. Doot. Uh. Doot. Uh. Let's start page. Sorry, everyone.
It's okay.
Yeah. No, it's just looking at the PDF is just not very interesting. Uh.
yeah, I feel like we should talk to fill the time, but
Yeah, if you guys talk while I have a look.
talk
I've
amongst
been getting
ourselves.
distracted occasionally in the background because I've got my laptop to like look at my character sheet and do the dice rolling so that I can just use my monitor for the streaming. And at
Yep.
some point my brain said, what if I had two monitors? And now I'm looking into monitor prices and I don't need two monitors. I have this laptop. Don't need it, but I'm thinking about it. I just suddenly the idea of being able to have two monitors that are the same screen was like, ooh, that sounds
Yep.
nice actually.
I've got my
tempting.
laptop for the stream and then my arts tablet with my character sheet on.
Very nice. You've got to have some kind of
Yeah.
second monitor. I need to be happy with my laptop.
Yeah, like having a second monitor is how I'm looking at this now.
Oh,
So
it's
yeah.
the life.
Living the high life with 2 monitors.
Yeah.
So let's look. It's probably
It doesn't help that I've found the exact same one that I have, so they'd be matching. I was hoping, you know, this
Okay.
problem would have been solved if I couldn't find the monitor I have right now. I'd have just been like, well, I can't have the 2 monitors that don't match,
You
but
can't have 2.
okay. Everyone make me a power check.
yes.
Target number 8.
That's a fail.
Huh?
That's a fail for me.
Okay.
1 pass for
That's
me.
2 successes.
Huh? Pardon?
2 successes.
1 success.
Okay. So going from least to most dramatic. Robin, you have power for a couple of days. You're fine. Em, you have power for a day. Toby, you don't have any like. You've been running around for a bit. You've been flying. You've been flying through windows. You've been doing more than the rest. You notice that you're starting to. You're getting that ding. That low power ding. Like you'll be fine for a few more hours, but it'll be fine for maybe a couple of hours more. But you just feel like you want to find a way to charge. Being like low charge is just not comfortable.
Mm.
If you're low charge, do you think that we could It would be nice if we could also strike a deal with the menagerie so that we could use their charging stations. But I don't think we have anything to give. I mean, I guess I could offer to replace some rails, sleepers, and ballasts, but I have a feeling that that isn't necessary at the zoo.
Well, you could go talk to him and make a deal with him, but good luck with that. Good luck convincing him that it's not just easier to reprogram you.
Reprogram?
Oh, you haven't heard about what the AIs are up to? No, of course you haven't. You've been asleep. Bunch of AIs. The menagerie here, I hear rumours that the AI over in half the city is doing a ton. They reprogram robots. They make them into their puppets.
But then we can't do our purposes. I would have a different job?
Yeah, they'd get you to do their purposes. Who you are would probably be wiped out.
That's not good. I if we could charge you a different way, that might be good.
The rest of the places get power controlled nowadays. Not all by AI, of course, some just by robots. But
Oh no. We
We can
have
reason with
skills.
robots. We can help someone.
Yeah,
Trade services for power.
yeah, definitely.
okay, so what do you do?
If the crop robot has said we might be likely to be reprogrammed if we go to the menagerie, and there are
So you're
other
not
power stations somewhere.
just to like OC tell you, you're not likely to be reprogrammed. He is just warning you that that is a possibility.
Okay.
I see.
So we could always try and convince the menagerie then. I mean, the fact that the crop robot is safe means that, you know, we have a chance. We just have to make sure that we can offer something good in return.
So,
What do we have to offer?
can you guys roll me a difficulty? I'm gonna say difficulty 7. Your choice of Digicon or Mechanicon.
Okay. Either way, for me, it is 1 dice, and I rolled an 8. Yay!
Oof, that is
Okay.
2 successes again. That's
Damn.
I got one
lucky.
success.
Okay, so while AIs can reprogram robots to obey them, this isn't always beneficial to you because if they reprogram a robot, that is extra strain on their processing because they need to basically it becomes part of them that they need to like handle like a new limb, and AIs don't tend to be designed for handling robots like that, so it is difficult for them. So often, so the ones who got 2 successes know that a way to convince them is to convince them that you'll be obedient without needing to be reprogrammed. Whether that's true or false,
We
Okay.
just need to convince them that, you know, we will obey them, whether we will or not. That we just need to convince them that we will.
And I'm
I
sure I
think I
can
think it's important.
pretend to have other purposes. Yes, I could pretend. I could maybe move trees or uh, what is it? I could do zoo tasks for the menagerie.
Humans really like to watch videos of animals.
Mm,
We could take some videos of their animals and sell them.
we could. Maybe not
That's
the
a bribe.
pigeons, but the other animals, yes.
You will have to tell me which one is a pigeon and which one's not. But I
Okay.
think we can work with that.
No, that's good because I will point out what the birds are and you will film them. And
And then we
maybe
can
Scout can run around and maybe find the best
corral
bird
them.
spots.
I can look for the birds. I can sense the birds. Actually, that is a thing I can do
This is great.
as
We
a
have
search
so
and
much to
recovery
offer.
robot.
so you guys have a plan. You are going to go to the menagerie. You're going to make a deal with them. You are going to get charging. You're going to find the humans. Everything's going to be great. I think because it's about 10 to 10 now. I think now is a good time because we started at 8. I think now is a good time to take about a 5-minute break so
Yes.
that we can get up, move,
Yep.
exist in a space. You're a streamer, so
I agree.
yeah. So
Yeah, I will
I'll just
pivot the
let our admin
stream.
know.
I'm gonna pivot the stream to probably a video. I think we've potentially not played a video in a little while. So yeah, we'll be back in 5-ish minutes, but for now.
Yeah, we'll be back at 7 minutes past. So that will be 9:57, or about 10 to about
There-ish.
5 to if
Yep.
you are not looking at a computer clock.
Okay, right. Yes.
For people she knows, she says hello by smiles and that whole body rocking music, getting quite excited. I know who that is. I know what to expect from that person. You know that Annie likes something by the way that she will look at it, she will move away, she will come back. Lots of this sideward head movement is often a sign that I'm actually quite happy, I'm quite relaxed, I do quite like it, but I will come back to it in my own time. If she really dislikes something, it's a definite throw it away, push it away, and she doesn't have that process of going backwards and forwards. If people were to see Annie out, the best way to say hello to her is to get down to her eye level and to wave and to have a nice sort of friendly smiley face.
Hi Dan, it's Kim. What things make you happy? Travelling. Where have you been? I have been to America and some European countries. If someone saw us in the street, how would you like them to say hello to you? By deafblind manual on a hand.
Oh, I've still got raspberries that are just here in front of me and uneaten, so I'll just
Ooh.
slowly.
I'm quite
Nibble.
jealous. I had some raspberries the other day.
Raspberries are good.
Mm.
Top tier fruit.
Mm.
Yeah, I think people are
Yeah.
waking up now. We've got a couple good mornings.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, like I think I'm glad that the pacing has worked how it is, that people waking up about 10 o'clock and just coming on now will have a still have a solid like storyline almost, if that makes any
Yeah.
sense.
Mm.
Oh hey, it's apparently 1 hour, but I think you guys can get it sorted in 1 hour. That you will get a charge.
Otherwise, my lifeless body will be riding on the back of tram.
I mean, it's mostly that basically each hour your intelligence and your stats start dropping until you completely break.
Oh no. We can get to a charging station. We can do this.
Like if you do it in less, if you take more than an hour, if nothing else, the patience is going a bit wrong
Mm-hmm.
because that's like half a time left.
Yeah.
We have a plan. And if we need a backup plan, I'm sure that we can there's gotta be some charging ports somewhere else.
We
Yeah,
can think
I
of
believe in our to robots. Okay, so we're back. Hi again. I didn't realize we were back.
Oh,
So,
sorry.
just before, yeah, no, it's fine. Just before the break, robots found that they were woken. They had powered back on into a strange world of no humans. They traveled to the city, discovering along the way just no humans and a few robots. And they now have a plan. They are going to go to the menagerie and basically barter for power, as they have suddenly realised that I've checked the rules. They have an hour before one of them starts breaking down due to lack of power. So
Stakes are high.
I was built for efficiency, power, not my strong point.
so you are still in conversation with your friendly farmer lad of a robot.
Can we say that we're gonna go talk to the menagerie and try and barter for power? Does our friendly farmer robot have any suggestions for how we could convince the menagerie?
Promise that you're useful, but don't promise that you're useful enough that he wants to take you.
I think we have just the right useful but not worth expending AI space on idea.
useful
Okay.
but not crucial.
Cool. I have fun with that, kid. You kids, you know what? Everyone's kids. I'm just gonna get back to my farming.
Keep up
Good
the
luck
good
with the
work.
farming.
Have fun.
You're choosing a dangerous path, but go for it. And he just gets back on with his farming. He doesn't particularly care about you guys.
That's okay.
He's got important
Like-
crops to take care of.
Yeah, like he's like his chassis is clean, his crops are watered, everything is fine in his life. So, how are you going to contact the menagerie?
Go back to the visitor center.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ding ding ding. Welcome to the menagerie. You can access our gift shop. Error. Gift shop is currently closed. You can look at our animals, or you can take a walk on our path. Let's learn more about animals. Ding ding ding.
Can we like call out and sort of say, "Hello,
What are you calling out?
menagerie. We would like to talk."
There's like a beep beep beep. Hello. You would like to talk? What do you want?
We have services to offer, and in return, all we ask is that we can use your charging station.
Oh. What services can you offer?
So we can film videos of the animals to help make the zoo even more popular.
Popular with who?
Exactly. Maybe the reason no one is at the zoo is because it's not being advertised well enough.
I do not want robots at my zoo.
Not robots, humans. Maybe if the zoo was
The
better
hum-
advertised, humans would want to come here.
The humans are dead.
They're just
No, they've
gone.
just
They'll
gone
be
away.
back. They'll be back. The
They're not
humans come
honest.
back. That's what they do.
No. I have evidence that the humans are gone.
Well, how? What is your evidence?
What evidence?
I'm afraid you don't have the permissions for that.
Could we find out if we offered a different services?
One second.
Okay, this is a good time to try and think of what other services we can offer. Tram knows how to
Yeah.
replace rails, ballast, and sleepers on train tracks. I don't know what I can do at a zoo.
Some zoos have like those little children trains that go around just like that are really tiny. Maybe this
might.
zoo has one of them.
It might. Well, I'm sure I can do some just general labor tasks.
You have limbs,
I have
so you could
limbs.
probably
limbs.
pick things up.
Yeah.
And you can spy for the menagerie.
Yeah, all zoos need spy drones.
Yeah.
Need to
Make sure the
need
animals aren't doing
security.
anything naughty.
And I can keep an eye on the animals.
Yeah.
Yeah, and help them if something dangerous happens and the animals are at risk.
Yeah.
What's your ability to find animals?
To find animals. I'm sure we could do that.
I have the
I
ability
found
to
things.
detect life forms.
Fascinating. To get what you wish, find me an animal and bring it here. And that will show that you are loyal to me. And proclaim your loyalty to me above all other AIs in the city. I will not have those of the Green City usurp me.
Okay, the only problem with that is that if we we need to charge or we won't be able to find the bird. The animal even.
You may use the charging center. So basically follow me. And then the lights that normally light up to take visitors around the exhibit light up, but in a different pattern that takes you to a door that is marked employees only.
Okay, I guess that's us now.
I suppose yes.
You go through the
You
door.
have a job. Yeah.
How do you go through the door? One of you has no
Someone's
limbs.
gonna have to hold this open.
Yeah. We can hold it open for our friend with no limbs.
Yeah.
Okay. So inside you see basically a break area. There's like a couch that's seen better days. A fridge that is not powered because the power has been rerouted because they don't need a fridge anymore, and like a microwave and like counter space and a few chairs, the sort of like break room. And then in the corner, there's a couple of places where there's like various, basically there's a mix of wire cables. If you read through them for a few minutes, you'll find one that basically humans like all of their plugs to be the same because they keep losing them. So you find one that works for you eventually and you plug yourself in.
Nice.
And so you have to charge for
which of
about
you
an
plug
hour.
Can I plug
Huh?
myself in, or do I have to ask for assistance?
You have limbs, right?
I don't have limbs.
We have limbs.
Yeah, no,
though.
you can't plug yourself in. You don't have limbs.
Oh no.
Yeah.
We can help. I'm sure.
I have limbs.
Well, are either of you dexterous enough to
Yeah, actually, yeah. Roll me a difficulty for dexterity check.
Okay.
To make sure that you don't damage any of the cables.
2
That's
successes.
3 successes.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Between the
fine.
two of you, one of you holds, one of you like it's a bit uncomfortable for you
Oh.
because they just like hold you and hold like moving you around against your will to like try and find your plug, and then like
The equivalent of like a phone and a charger just being like,
Yeah.
it's not
like,
hurting either thing, but it's not exactly
Yeah.
right.
yeah, like it feels a bit weird, like, but like eventually you're plugged in. Do any of you want to do anything while you're in this like break room?
Can we look around? Is there anything else to look at?
Yeah, roll me human con.
I will give this a go
Because
as well,
it's
but
because it's less about like knowing what happened because everything is very visible. It's more knowing what that means in the context of humans that matters here.
There's
what number? Do we need?
Let's give it a 6.
I've got an 8, 2 successes.
nice.
Okay. So you notice, like, at first everything seems fine, but then you notice that there are signs of people leaving in a hurry. There is a mug that's been knocked over, and like there's this really gross pile, like gross, like splatter next to it that like you think may once have been coffee, but is now more mold.
Ooh.
And you see that the taps, while they're not running because the water has been turned off in this area, if the water was running, it'd be flowing because one of the taps is still on. And it's various signs that they literally dropped everything and ran.
I'm beginning to think they're
but
definitely
yeah.
quite gone.
Yeah.
It does
Like
seem like
everything
that.
like there is also a dead plant. It is entirely dead. It hasn't been watered in.
See, that's
Forever.
normal. Many humans don't know how to take care of plants. Many humans have plants that die very quickly. That is normal.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, no, everything's fine. Everything's normal. This is a human break room. Humans get distracted so easily, don't they?
They do. They
They
do.
probably just forgot.
This looks like it's been left
And
here
you-
for a couple days, maybe.
And you don't know what mold is. You've never seen mold in your life. That's just the drink that they drink. They like to put plants in their drinks.
They do.
You think?
They do. Eating and drinking, it's a strange one, but you know, I can't question it.
It's a strange
the
one. You
mushrooms
sometimes
growing in it are normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, like sometimes you see, like when you're doing your work near railway lines, you see that like sometimes when getting on the trains, they take these weird boxes of food, these weird like wheelie things of food onto the train. Bizarre.
Strange storage
Because-
for food. I wouldn't want to eat anything out of
Yeah.
that, if I ate, of course.
Yeah. Anyway, so you charge, Toby, and you're up to full charge. You've got a while now. So yeah, what do you do now? You have been given your duties if you choose to pursue them.
It seems fair to do that, you know, because actually this menagerie just wants this bird. this animal, and to be able to just occasionally go find animals for them and be able to charge and also find out more about what evidence they have for the humans disappearing, that seems like a pretty good deal. I think we should find the animal.
We can find an animal.
If we eventually
Okay.
want an upgrade, then we can't get the upgrades without humans. It's beneficial for us to know what happened to the humans.
And we definitely can't get an upgrade if we run out of power before we can do that.
Exactly. So let's find an animal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go back out into the city and find an animal.
Okay, so you're going into the city to try and find an animal.
Yes.
Yes.
Where are you looking?
Have we been told what animal, right?
You have not been told what animal because,
Just
to be
an
frank,
animal.
the menagerie does not care.
Okay, so just any new animal.
Yeah. You get the idea that he wouldn't be that intrigued by pigeons because he has a lot of those.
Animals like bins. There's often animals in bins.
True. True. If they don't have
Animals
any
like food.
non-birds.
Bins have food.
Yeah.
Right. So how do you plan to start looking through bins?
Can I use my biofrequency scanner?
Yep. Just let me double check what one of those does.
I can detect plants or animals up to 10 meters away, even through smoke or other excrement. It only detects the presence of biological matter.
Okay, so you're basically scanning everything and everyone, and the other two are just along for the ride.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll me. This is going to be easy because it's less about whether you succeed because there's going to be stray animals in the city and more about how long it takes you to do it. Like, roll me reality. Roll me reality con.
Yeah.
3. Target number 3.
That is one success.
Okay, it takes you a while. Like, by the time you're done, it is no longer daytime. It is starting to turn into evening. But as the day goes on, you find that animals are starting to come. The strays to manage to survive, are starting to like come together. Like find places to sleep for the night, and eventually, in a dumpster, you find, because you succeeded, I'll tell you what you find that there's this group of strange small animals that have like pointed ears and fur. The fur is of a variety of patterns.
Wow.
An animal.
An animal. A
You
furry
mean
find
one
there's
animal.
actually quite a few. There's actually a few, like they're all together, like in this dumpster. Like you see, like as you're like just looking through the dumpster, you just suddenly hear a sound of clatter and like catch them and like a few of them like jumping in.
Well, maybe we should take them together so that they can stay together.
They do look like friends.
The friends should stay together. But we need them.
We do. We need them.
How do we get them?
That's a good point. And how do we store them? Wait, are they? You said they were in a dumpster.
Yeah, this dumpster does not have wheels.
Does it have a lid we could close?
It does have a lid.
I'm guessing it's not airtight.
It is not airtight now because it's basically your typical like company dumpster. Like you've managed to find like a warehouse in like the industrial part of the not the part that's like apparently has an AI controlling it. The other half, you managed to find a warehouse that has just this like that just has this Yeah.
Okay. So we could transport the animals in the dumpster, but we still have to move the dumpster.
Well, you're pretty strong, aren't you?
I think I am. I've never moved a dumpster before. Normally I'm just moving my pieces of my rails.
I can't imagine a dumpster is heavier than your rails. It
Yes.
seems that rails are made of metal. Metal is heavy. The dumpster's not made of the same kind of metal. It's much thinner.
True. It needs to be less durable than rails. Can I try and like use
Can we close the lid?
the vice, the clamp like appendage that I have to try and pick up the dumpster?
Yes, yeah, sure. Roll me strength. With a difficulty of 7. Target number 7.
Okay, I have 1-7.
Okay, so you managed to pick it up. But as you are starting to move this dumpster, I'm just having a look. You come across a robot, which is clearly the security of which it's about the size of you, and it notices, "Stop, thief! You're stealing someone's dumpster, my dude.
We're borrowing it. We'll bring it back.
Stop, thief!"
We're borrowing it. We'll bring it back. You can come with to make sure that we are telling the truth.
This is company property. Return the company property immediately.
We will return it in a couple of
In a
hours.
bit.
Incorrect. You will return it now.
We can't return it now. We need it.
Error. This is company. No, this is company property. You will return company property.
It has our property inside of it, though.
Then
We need that.
Then remove your property. Leave company property.
We can't.
We can't remove our property, so we have to take company property to take our property. But then we can return the company property without ours.
Explain.
We need a specialized.
What personal property cannot be removed from company property? Leave company property.
Livestock.
We need a specialized machine.
Okay, so you just have given 2 very different answers there.
I'm sorry.
Error. Cannot be livestock and if it is proprietary technology, by putting it in company property, it is now a property of this company.
What is the company?
You're gonna make me do this.
I'm sorry.
Metal Tech Incorporated.
Can we...
Well, they don't need our property. It's not metal.
Our property isn't metal.
Proprietary technology is often metal.
This one is alive.
Oh God. Okay.
I feel like what we're trying to do here is confuse the circuitry and systems of this robot by providing it with almost rational arguments, but not quite.
If you're actively trying to confuse it, roll me Digicon.
Oof.
Difficulty. This one is as a box of rocks, so difficulty 5.
I rolled 1-3.
Yeah, no, that's not enough. Okay, so yeah, it's starting to get a bit confused because because technology is made from computers, which is made of metal. Therefore, how can it be living? You are
That's why it's
starting to confuse it.
proprietary.
Remove property from company property.
It's very wiggly. We need to remove it in a specialized location because otherwise it'll get away.
Find alternate way to carry personal property. Do not use company property.
Do you have a big box?
That isn't company property.
No, big boxes can be found at mall.
Okay. Okay. Can you monitor this company property and make sure that our property doesn't leave?
I
It's
feel like we're
very simple.
kidnapping something.
You have to keep the lid of the property on, and this is better for the company because then thieves will have a harder time of stealing it because you are defending it.
My duty is to protect company property from thieves like yourselves. I will protect this property.
Okay.
It then just goes and sits it then goes and basically it can fly, so it just basically zzz, zzz, and sits on top of the dumpster.
That's good. That's good enough. I guess
Does
yeah.
what?
I'll let go of it. My clamp, my vice-like grip will just go. You can have it.
Please leave company tight until you have returned with method to remove personal property from company property. Quickly. I do not like personal property in company property.
When the
You
company
might notice
property is garbage. In theory, like this is this poor robot who doesn't like personal property in the garbage, which is inevitable.
To be fair, you guys are trying to be like, I own these cats.
Yeah, we are. We saw these cats and we're saying we own them. We saw them first.
Just find
Find
us
this
keepers.
genius.
Yeah.
Same brain.
Which I think we'll probably also say about that box we're trying to get.
Yeah.
Okay, so you need to find a way to carry these cats, which is not stealing a dumpster from a random warehouse.
Okay. Okay. We could go to the mall and find a box.
We'll go to the mall, find a large box.
Or a net.
Or a
net.
cage.
Just something to carry the cat.
These animals won't carry themselves.
Okay.
No, they'll
So
probably
you're-
run away.
Exactly.
So you're headed to the mall. It's nearby. The robot suggests it because it actually just likes whenever it is not on duty because it believes it has working hours. There's you don't know this, but on an character level, I'll tell you there's a few of them that rotate shifts.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what they're meant to do. They are very firmly stuck on their agenda, on their programming. But when it is off shift, it does what it likes to do, which is go to the mall. So you arrive, and suddenly you see two robots zoom past you.
Zoom.
Fast.
You look. I'm guessing you look around because this is not expected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you find basically a gaggle of they're basically small, on an artifact level, they're almost they're basically little, they're Roomba sized. But with arms on top, which can reach out. And also they have and then behind them they have little wagons attached to them. It's very adorable. So So there's a bunch of the same of identical look. They're all like identical looking, and 2 of them are racing while the rest of them are all just in a gaggle um gaggle like seemingly trading like little. They managed to find some like bits of metal that like different parts that that they're holding onto while watching like eagerly.
Hmm.
So yeah, what do you do?
I don't know where you'd buy a box in a mall. I'm trying to think.
Can we look
There
around
might
to
be a
see if
pet
there are any
shop.
boxes?
Huh?
Can we look
the
around to
boxes
see if
or a pet shop or
yeah.
Pet shop would be good.
There. So there isn't a pet shop. What there is a shop that sells There's a shop that sells basically pretend pets.
Okay.
So basically you find that like on the shelves there are basically these like you'd recognize them as drones basically, but they look like some of them look like the weird creatures that you trapped in the dumpster. Some of them look like they have various appearances and various silly colors. But yeah. So you do find that. Um, you find a clothing shop which is just packed to the brim with clothes and oh god. You also find some stores that you just do. Actually, roll me humanity con difficulty 5.
No, my one dice is not doing so well.
Yeah, no, you have no idea. You understand that malls exist on a technical level, but you don't know what's in a mall. There's no malls on train lines.
No, that would be ridiculous.
I've got 3 successes.
I got failure.
Okay, so you two have no idea. But our fellow spy robot here, espionage robot, often you'd be spying in places like this because the crowdedness means that like another like small spy robot floating around wouldn't be noticed. So you know that the most like there are places that sell boxes. The majority these are either going to be the hardware store, which is you find, or you think that the best place to find a relatively light box, which would be useful here, would be this basically a. It basically sounds a little bit of everything, but you know that they have this part called the home organization section, which is very silly because you know as a spy robot that there's no such thing as an organized home. Humans are bad at organization. They always do it wrong. They put things out for aesthetic value or whatever that may be.
Seems about right.
Yeah. Robin?
Sorry, I was just processing. I was a little confused. Because I'm the search and recovery robot.
Yeah. Yeah, like basically
But yeah.
yeah, you know that a shop like B&M exists, but like whatever the
Yeah,
American
exactly.
equivalent of B&M is.
I want to go to B&M.
You can find whatever you need there.
Exactly.
Off to get a box.
Yeah. Box time.
Fuck time.
time.
You do have to like go around. Roll me reflexes.
All of us.
Yeah, all of you. Difficulty 6.
Okay, 1 success.
That is again 3 successes.
2 successes.
Okay, so you are just traveling towards this when suddenly like there are more robots. Like as you go through, you occasionally do have to sidestep because there are just robots constantly racing through this empty mall. But you managed to avoid them fine. Like, it's fine. Like, the only like sorry, I'm just trying to find the robots that are doing this silly thing. Yeah, no, because they're reasonably fast. They are very fast, but you know, you do manage to get out of the way in time. And you guess that normally they're meant to be stocking these cells, but they haven't needed to for a while. So apparently this is their alternative. But you do arrive. There's no stock. None of these like bugs like actually in the store, but um there is a robot like there is a robot. There's basically robots sat like as if it, like in like OC as character terms. There's basically robots sat android robots sat as if they were cashiers.
Can we go up to the robot cashiers and say like, hello, do you have any spare boxes that had things in them, but you don't need the box anymore because the things are on sale?
Hello, welcome to Bioset. Unfortunately, I do not handle stocking. You're going to need to talk to the stocking department. Would you like me to call a manager so that you can speak to them?
Yes.
Okay, 1 minute. There's a moment, and then like you see one of the little robots has been racing outside. Just comes in. Oh, I was racing. You disrupted the race. I was going to win. I put good bets on that last race.
We're very sorry. We'll be out of your way quickly. All we need is a box that you're not using that we can have.
You're going to take some of the stock?
Not stock, a box that the stock was in, that the stock got put on the shelves.
But this store sells boxes. You can take some of those boxes.
We can just take
A box will do.
I'm in charge of stocking. Security is another department. I just want these things gone.
How can you
We can certainly take some boxes.
We'll take boxes, but we don't want security to get us.
Oh, then okay. So what you need to do is you need to take advantage. Ooh, a heist.
A heist for the box?
Yes.
Okay.
Suddenly more of them start appearing because they've noticed something is interesting is happening in their lives for once.
These poor robots, they're so bored.
They are so bored. Okay, so we're fast, right? Are you fast?
I'm
You're
very
fast.
big. Ooh, Toby, you've got a bit roboty.
Clearly.
Is this on purpose? This is terrifying.
Yeah, maybe your microphone is acting up.
That's interesting.
Oh god.
It's on brand, but terrifying.
Yeah. You are now the Terminator.
Good idea.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm glad you could tell what was being said there because I could not.
You're just hearing like beep boop robot noises. Okay. I don't know if I'm fast.
You are
I
not
am-
fast. You
I
are
am not
very
fast.
slow.
No, I am low speed. I am slow and I am big.
Okay.
I am
You okay now?
theoretically very fast.
I turned them off and on again.
Yeah,
Do I
you're
still
fixed.
sound like a robot?
Yeah,
You
you're
sound
fine.
fine.
Okay, so we are fast. So what we're going to do is, if we have stock, the security robots won't notice because they'll be cheap because we're meant to have stock. We're stockers. So if you guys cause a distraction, we can go out to the store with the stock and leave it outside. You just need to cause a distraction.
Okay.
And also, can you put the boxes on us? We don't know how to do that. We normally have something else do that for us. Please.
Where do you want us to put the boxes?
They wiggle and the little basket at the back of them wiggles as well.
Oh,
I
wait.
see.
Oh,
Put
okay.
the box in the basket.
We're shopping.
There's a little bit of an argument for a minute as they argue between themselves who gets to do the one fun thing they've had for years.
Well, if they're willing, we
Aw.
can take 2 boxes and then 2 of them get to have a box.
Yeah.
How many-
So you
How many cats can we
So-
fit in a box?
so they lead you to the boxes. You'd say that comfortably each box could carry a couple of cats with but the problem is that they look like they are airtight.
Oh, I see.
We could cut holes
Do
in
we
the
know
boxes.
that cats need to breathe?
Huh?
Do
Pardon?
we know that cats need air?
I'm
Because-
going to say that yes, you do know that cats need air because I personally do not want to deal with that on a pre-water set stream.
Yep.
Yeah.
These cats are staying well taken care of and breathing.
Yeah.
If in a
So-
box.
Okay. So roll me reality con if you can to see target number 5. This is easy.
2 successes.
Okay.
That's
So,
two successes
you're
for me.
Yeah. So
Nothing for me.
okay, so you don't know how to cause air to come into boxes. Boxes are weird. You both know different ways. So obviously, as a brute force robot, you know brute force techniques. You know that you can jam holes into
Smash.
things.
Yes.
Yeah, because you've had to do it. There's some obscure train thing where basically you need to make sure the air passes through because otherwise some weird train stuff will go wrong.
Mhm.
That you just have to sometimes just punch holes into things to make them work.
Train things.
Yeah. Robin, you know that basically that there are tools you can use to cut holes into things. You know that there are lasers, but normally the humans use scissors instead because they are a lot easier to find. And you know that particularly with your strength, you can definitely get holes into it. It's just, can you get holes that are small, big enough to get air in, but small enough to not let the cats out?
Okay. How about we take 3 boxes, because then I've got 3 attempts to
Yeah.
poke some holes
I
in
mean,
it.
the boxes and the lids are separate things. So,
Okay.
and there's a number of robots that are happy because these are basically the sort of storage boxes that you put stuff in for your Christmas decorations in.
Yeah.
It's that sort of box.
Okay, so we could take a couple of boxes and then as many lids as there are little robots willing to carry them, which I have a feeling
There are lots of
maybe
little
less
robots
than
really.
that then.
Yeah, maybe less than that because you do actually have to carry them yourself. The little robots will take them as far as just outside the mall. They will not go farther because that's a weird place.
They can't leave the mall.
I don't like that.
That seems fair.
Yeah, they live here.
We could also
It's their home.
we could also take if this is a general purpose it sells everything kind of store. We could probably find a tool
Yeah.
that
Okay.
possibly could be used. I have
Yeah,
one limb that can use things.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say that you don't need to roll for this. You find the hardware part of the store. It has sharp things. It has pokey things. You can pick one of those up.
Yeah. So we have options.
You have options. I'm gonna be honest. You're probably gonna run out of lids before you run out of little silly robots.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
just roll me. Who is doing the loading here?
Probably Tram. To pick.
Yeah. Okay. So roll me a dexterity difficulty 6. To make sure that you don't accidentally squash anything.
Okay, that's 3 successes.
Yeah, no, you do it fine. So you put one box on one robot, one box on another robot, and then like maybe like a couple more of the robots get like basically lids. Like you get about 8 lids, like in 2 stacks of 4 into 2 more robots, and then you run out.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, we're doing the heist. Okay, so you need to cause a distraction now.
Okay.
You
How
need
can
to
we distract?
the security guards.
What would be
Oh.
distracting to security?
You could
The security.
knock over
Yeah, security
the
needs
shelf.
anything.
We could just start knocking over things.
I mean, you're pretty big. I figure you could knock over a lot of things.
I could. In fact,
And
I
I could
imagine
knock over
navigating
things.
this store without knocking stuff over in the first place was a little challenging. Yeah, we can knock over a shelf.
Okay, so you're just going to start committing vandalism in this mall.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
undoable vandalism. The kind of vandalism where it's like, oh, whoops, sorry, but let me just put that back up for you. I'm sorry, let us go. Bye-bye.
Okay, so tell me how you're doing this.
Okay, so
And
in shelves that are not near the boxes, so far enough away from the little tiny robots that are helping us. If there's a shelf that seems like relatively empty, or it's got very sturdy stuff on it, like stuff that wouldn't smash,
yeah.
I want to go over to that shelf and then sort of poke at some objects as if I'm like, oh, this is a nice object, and then push the shelf when I'm putting an object back.
Okay. Okay, you find a stationery shelf. So like it's covered in like books and pens and weird stuff like that. But you don't quite recognize what they are, but you recognize that they are not breakable because you know the difference between breakable and not breakable. People are breakable, but paper is not breakable.
Paper will be fine.
So roll me a strength check, difficulty 5.
Okay.
Actually, no, difficulty 8.
In that case, that is 1 success.
Okay, so you just like this was less about like having the strength and more about controlling your strength so that one fell down and it didn't start a domino effect. But you do manage to it clatters to the ground. It's not pretty. It doesn't look entirely believable that it was on accident. But
that's okay.
It works. Meanwhile, you two see the shock robots running off. Basically letting out like letting out a digitized giggle as they zoom off. Do you have the feeling that this is more of an excuse to do something that they wanted to do anyway?
Good for them.
Because
I'm glad that we can facilitate this.
Because if the sounds aren't up, they don't have to stop the sounds, and they can spend more time racing.
These sweet little robots. They just want to race.
So they zoom off, and meanwhile, this is a security notice. South 4 has been knocked over. Please can this be corrected? And you see some roll me perception.
Yes. Okay.
Difficulty 6.
Okay, 1 success.
Okay. Are the other two keeping an eye out for like security.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, so
What
you
was
two
the
both roll
difficulty
me.
again?
Are you guys actively keeping a lookout, or is it more of a watching the robots and watching the silly little robots and like keeping half an eye out?
Keeping a
I think I would
lookout.
be actively keeping an eye out.
Okay, so I'm gonna make it a bit easier for you guys. Difficulty 4.
That's
Section,
3 successes.
Nice.
-2 because I've got good cameras. So
Okay.
two successes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you notice while you're keeping a lookout, you notice that fighting through the crowd of silly little robots, there's the security is coming, and the security looks like they are going. The security looks big. They look like they can pick you up. They can't pick Emma, but they can definitely pick you two up. And the security looks like they are aware that you guys are in on this. What do you do?
Hide. I'm very breakable.
I mean,
Whatever the robot equivalent is, just going. Nope, I don't know who they are. Nothing to do with me.
Are you trying to pretend to be uninvolved, or are you trying to like physically hide?
I think physically hide.
Okay,
Just get
then.
into a air vent or whatever is.
So you're hiding in an air vent.
Yeah.
Roll me dexterity. Difficulty 8.
Nope, did not succeed that.
Yeah, you tried to get into this air vent, but you don't know what an air vent is. You kind of just left hanging. What do you do, Robin? We'll come back to you later.
I'm assuming that I need to go warn Tram. Like I don't know if they are aware or not. I have been keeping lookout. I have spotted someone. I am going to warn.
Okay, so you can just give a quick cry out. That it doesn't, because of how whole cry you rolled. It does. You still have time to do something else. You can be like security, and then go and do something.
Right. I guess I could probably try and run.
Okay.
Could I try and run?
Yeah. Yeah. Roll me mobility. Difficulty 8.
Okay. Oh, that's 3 successes, 1 10.
Oh wow!
Nice.
So yeah, no, you managed to run, and you managed to get yourself like almost like mixed in with the crowd of the little stock bugs. So even if they wanted to catch up to you, they wouldn't be able to get to you because you are surrounded by employees.
Amazing.
And they can't break the employees.
Employees are safe.
I am protected.
Employees are safe. The employees would never do anything to harm them all.
No, never.
Not at all.
They love them all.
What do you do, Toby?
Having utterly failed at hiding.
Oh no, sorry. What do you do?
Me, okay. So if I've just been warned that the security is coming, now is time for my oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, I'm just so big and clumsy routine. So, you know, whatever the robot equivalent of sort of looking around and being like, oh no. And then I guess I'm gonna try and put the shelf back upright. But ideally a little slowly, because I want to give the tiny robots time to get out. So it's like, oh, this is very hard. I don't even know how this happened in the first place.
Okay, so roll me humanity con to know what actions look like to do.
Okay. That is a 5 on my 1 dice.
Okay, so I'm gonna say, yeah, that fails. So you like do the whole, oh no, this is an accident, but like it's so clearly fake.
Oh no! This shelf fell down. Oh
'Cause
no!
they saw you, and you were very strong in push. You very delicately
Right.
pushed that shelf over. Like,
Oh
it was a
no.
control fall. So security arrives. You're gone, Robin. And they
Yeah.
see one of you hanging from like what is going on here?
This shelf, I accidentally pushed it. I'm trying to right it. I'm trying to put the shelf back and fix the mall. My friend here gets overexcited sometimes and flies upwards and gets stuck.
You two should come with us.
But if we come with you, I can't fix the problem.
You are not designated to fix shelves. You should come with us.
Uh, we're busy.
Yeah,
We
they
have
should be coming.
designated purposes, and we can't stay here and do this.
Robbie Digicon. Robbie Digicon to persuade them that you're actually from another part of the mall.
Well, I've remembered that I've got wireless transceivers. Can I make a voice, the loudspeakery thing?
Yeah,
Can we misdirect them that way?
Let me check how your wireless transceivers work.
Hopefully that contributes, cause yeah. So I won Digicon dice, but I rolled a 10.
Congrats. Yeah, so you can interface with the lad. I'm gonna say you can because yeah. You can interface with the loudspeakers. Robbie Digicon.
Yep. 2 and an 8.
Okay, yeah, so that's one success. So between your two successes, the security robot looks at you and decides that you are from a department that is not their department and therefore our employee. You are a stupid employee. You are worse than the silly stock robots that spend all their time racing instead of getting work done.
We are bad
Return
employees. We are trying to be better. I will fix this shelf, and I will be better in the future.
Fix self, then return to place that. Not here. Please.
Yes, of
Anywhere
course.
but here.
Of course, of course.
Take silly friend with you.
Can I like right the shelf and then just use the claw to sort of just try and pull oh god, I've forgotten your character's name, Toby.
A Firecrest unit.
Yeah. Okay, I'll pull you down.
Okay. Yeah, failing
just sort
you
of
can fix
pull you
yourself
along.
fine. Like succeeding and failing like that isn't interesting. You can write the self. It's a self. All of the stock is left on the floor, but that's the stock. That's a new exciting thing for the stock books to do. So,
Exactly.
roll me dexterity to drag Toby.
Okay.
I feel like it's more like roll. Roll this tiny.
That's a 1, a 7, and a 2.
Okay. With that 7, you can do it, but it's weird being dragged, Toby. Like,
Not pleasant.
yeah, it's not the most pleasant experience. But you do like you do manage to like be like, yeah, we're gonna return. And at this point, the security robot is just happy to have you not in its section. Make it so other security robot's problem.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Robin, you get out fine. You're Newming with the Newmers.
Yeah.
You're having a great time. They're like there's like little dingy noises between them, which clearly means something to them. No, you have no idea what it means, but you're glad they're having fun. I'm guessing. And you
Enjoying the
do
race.
eventually make it out. and you once you arrive out, you are surrounded by like silly little stock robots, who they happily hand over the box. It's stock that is not in the mall anymore. It's great.
It's great. They're selling things, kinda.
It's a hype.
Yeah, this is how selling works, right?
Yeah. Someone comes and then they take things away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the stock
so-
robot's problem whether the cashier then has more money or not. What matters is that the stock is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to say that you can carry like these boxes back to the warehouse. You still need to put holes in the lids.
Yes.
Who's going to do that?
Did we got a tool?
We
Did
picked up a tool.
Yes.
Yeah, we picked up
Yeah,
a
you
tool.
did pick up a tool to do it, which is going to make it easier because you are actually doing it. You aren't like punching holes and then hoping the holes are the right size.
Okay.
Can I try and put some holes in the lids?
Yeah. So roll me a difficulty 5 dexterity roll, please.
That is 1 success.
Okay, like it's not pretty, but there's holes, and the holes are smaller than the animals that you found. So win.
That's what matters.
Yeah.
So that their air can get out and air can get in, but they can't get out and they also can't get
Okay,
in.
so yeah. So how are you planning on getting these cats out of the security robot is still sat there on top of the dumpster.
Do any of us have any idea what these kind of creatures like? Like when we were in the fake pet store, was there any fake pet food for the cats?
Roll me reality card. Difficulty 8.
Okay, no.
Anyone can
3
find it.
failures.
Nope, that was a failure for me as well.
Oh, 2 successes, 1 10.
Nice.
Okay, so you know that cats like food. Unfortunately, you have no idea how to get like meat.
Oh,
So other things that cats, you think the best way to do it will just like you don't think the best way to do it will be to like try and tempt them in because cat. You think actually you remember cats just kind of like boxes.
yeah. Okay, so if we just put
we'll
the
put the
boxes
boxes
down,
out.
they'll just be massively interested in the boxes.
Yeah.
We put the boxes down, and then when the cats are in the boxes, we put the lids on the boxes really quickly
Yes.
so that they can't get out.
In that case, Tram will sort of step aside and say, if we're doing things quickly, I think I may just observe.
Okay, so you got the 2 boxes out. I'm guessing that because Trav is stepping out and Toby doesn't, and Scout doesn't have any limbs. What are you?
Scout
Firecrest
no,
will
one
try that
limb.
limb.
Firecrest doesn't have any limbs. It's up to you. It's up to you, Scout.
Poor
Excellent.
Firecrest.
So you need, yeah, right. It's up to you, Firecrest. The one of you. It's up to one. It's up to Robin.
Yeah.
Sorry, I meant more like
You need
poor
the box out.
Firecrest for every single turn
Yeah.
it being like, great, this is great for us with limbs. I'm sorry, Firecrest, you could just
Yeah.
hover in the background.
Limbs hold me back. I'm more efficient than you. I don't need a
True.
limb.
True.
I
So
was
the
built
cats do.
better.
The cats do eventually go to explore these new boxes that were left out, and like a couple of them do hop in. Like not all of them. You don't get all of them this way. In the way that you would have if you like forced like just put a cat in box.
Mhm.
But you do get a few of them like climbing in just to do the very typical cats I fits I sits thing.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
So give me a difficulty. Give me a reflexes check, difficulty 7, to get the boxes on before the cats realize I'm panicked.
That's one success.
Okay, you managed to get one box.
One
Okay,
box. One box, one cat. One animal.
that's just what we needed.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's actually a couple in there.
Oh, okay, good, because
But-
good. They won't be lonely.
Yeah, there's a couple of cats in there, but when you put the lid on the first box, your quick movement startled the cats in the other box, and they jumped out and ran off.
That seems fair.
That's okay. They
Yep.
scurry off to be free another day.
Yeah.
We have a
Uh,
box.
We're like
You have a rock.
recreating Stray, but from the other end. Like we're separating these cats from their other cats and putting them in a robot zoo, and they're gonna have a whole other story. These cats, they've got lives to live.
Crossover episode with Cat RPG.
Mhm.
Okay, so you now have a box of cats in. What are you gonna do with the box of cats?
Boxo cats.
Take the box. Take the
Yep.
box and return it to the menagerie.
Yes,
Hope that Tran
Okay.
can physically lift this box of cats.
yes. It shouldn't be too heavy.
So, yeah, I'm gonna say, yeah, for someone like you who's used to like lifting like rails, this is just not. This just happens.
This is fine. Boxer
Yeah,
cats,
like-
no different than boxer ballast. Boxer
Yeah.
sleepers, boxer rails.
Yeah, like essentially, like you do feel some movement and you do have to adjust for it, but eventually they stop moving and you hear the quiet sounds of two cats who have gotten bored and fallen asleep.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, they
Cat.
can rest. They'll have a nice
So
life
you
at the
arrive-
zoo.
Hopefully.
Sure.
Uh,
Sure, they'll have a nice life at the zoo.
Yeah,
being fed wheat.
Probably.
or maybe the pigeons. Maybe they'll control the pigeon problem.
True. They can.
You mean
Inbuilt
the rich?
inbuilt pest control.
Yeah,
The pigeon problem seemed very intentional.
they will create a new pigeon problem, as in there are no pigeons. I don't know. I don't think anything can stop pigeons. There'll always be a couple.
Yeah. So you arrive back, right? And the robot in charge of making sure that the car park is clean, side-eyes you in a way like as much as a robot can side-eye anyone.
With a
Just looks at
warning.
you like you are not going to leave that box in my car park, are you?
No, we would never. We don't want to just
Absolutely
set
not.
some
So-
cats free in this car park. I feel that's a bad idea.
We respect the car park robot.
I'm glad you respect the car park robot. So yeah. So you go in. I guess you entered the visitor center.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ding ding ding. No. You have returned.
With an animal.
What have you brought? An animal. What animal?
Many animals.
2 animals.
Of the
Do
same
you
kind,
know?
so they can be friends, which is a much better exhibit in a zoo.
Wonderful. Please follow the path. So,
Follow the path.
basically, yeah, there's a light up, and it doesn't seem to be taking you outside.
Hmm.
It
Concerning.
instead takes you to a reinforced door.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Can we like check in with the menagerie and be like, hello menagerie, I think these cats would prefer being kept outside.
Does it matter what the cats want?
Well, we found them outside, and animals should be where animals live best. That's what the humans set up.
But we're going to use the cats.
For what?
You'll find out. I do not state it out here, for there are lesser robots about who do not understand. the need for humans in the way you do.
Okay.
The door unlocks. Do you enter?
I'm tempted.
Yeah, I'm very tempted. Whether it's a good
Carefully
idea or
so.
not.
Okay.
I want to, but I am suspicious. I am extremely suspicious.
Is there a way we can try and keep this door open? So, like, if there's a way that we can try and, like, jam it or put a little, like, door stopper in? Or,
We
like,
could
one of the
try and
tools
ram
that we got. Can we just ram the tool to the bottom of the door just so it stays open?
Okay. So the it's not going like you can definitely do that. The hard part is going to be doing it without Minadri noticing that you're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever wants to do this, give me a difficulty 9 dexterity check.
This might be a scout job.
I am going to attempt to block the door with something.
Okay. Well,
Oh, a 10. 110.
yeah.
Just what we needed.
So while you are because you have to open the door yourself because Menagerie does not actually it's not the sort of door that Menagerie can like slide open because you are so small. While you normally fly, you decide to fly very close to the ground.
Oh, this is
Like,
the
and you-
I'm just a
scout,
scout.
Yeah.
the dog-shaped
Yeah,
one.
scout.
I'm a
Yeah.
dog,
Okay.
basically.
Puppy.
Okay. Yeah. So you are like you are like close to the ground, and with your tool appendage, it's very easy to like make it look like that appendage is just accidentally bumped into the side the door frame because like you don't seem like the sort of like robot to be indoors a lot, so it's understandable. And like you guys are both like you guys like all like trying to get in at the same time, and it's a bit awkward. Except that this is on purpose, and you drop the tool right at the point that means that it's left there, and Menagerie doesn't notice because the tool is so small. The Menagerie doesn't notice that you've left it there.
Nice. We have an escape route,
Excellent.
hopefully, in case this goes very weird, which it could.
Okay.
I am afraid.
So you go in, right?
Yes.
And you do not understand anything that is here. There are bizarre tubes and various drawers. And for the first time, you see something that looks a little bit like a human.
Human?
A human?
The
Can I-
human is unconscious and in a tube.
Oh,
Humans don't normally go in tubes like that, do they?
Not in my
Please put the
experience, and
cat.
I've watched many humans.
What do they call you, Frey? I forgot to ask.
I'm Tram.
Iron Scout.
Firecrust.
Please put the cat in the designated area. There is a cage, and it seems pretty clear that Menagerie wants you to put one of the cats in the cage.
One cat. But these cats are friends.
You can
they
put
want...
both in.
Okay, good.
Yeah, like it's just like that. He wants at least one cat. Like,
Okay.
there's room enough for both. It's a pretty big cage, but like,
Okay, can we... Yeah, like gently tip the box upside down so we can put it in the cage, take off the lid, and then cage.
yeah,
Just so we don't have
yeah,
loose
like,
cats
fair.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loose cats would make this weirder, and
Yeah.
also worse. Roll me human con, by the way. Difficulty 8.
Nope. Fail.
That is one success.
That is not entirely human.
Oh,
Oh no.
It's basically imagine if there was someone who was trying to make a human with everything but humans, but human DNA.
Oh no.
oh, that's horrifying.
It's an
Ooh.
oh no.
Oh,
This doesn't seem right.
Yes, that was incorrect of me. I thought I could recreate humans without humans, but I found that there is an easier way.
An
I
easier
didn't
way?
realize. I didn't realize that humans leave. They have bizarre farms for their DNA. I don't understand them. But this cat will be useful. Understanding its DNA will help me um, understand the DNA that I have gotten my catchers to procure. This was trace type 1, but come through. There's another door.
Oh no.
not another door.
Is this a door that looks like, it's just a normal door?
It's
It's not
it's
unlocked.
just a regular door.
Okay, we're
Yeah,
fine then.
like it
Okay.
doesn't look or
This is
anything.
a
Like it's
regular
just like
door.
yeah. So you go through and you find basically vials of like various vials and also a computer. Ah, it's lovely to meet at last.
Oh.
This
Oh.
is
Hello, Menagerie.
hello. I see you too want the humans to return.
Well,
Yes, without the humans, we can't be prepared.
yeah.
Yes, we should make the humans so they can serve us.
Uh, that's different. That's not quite. That's not quite the thing we're talking about.
Do you want humans to be back or not?
We want humans to be back. We want things to be the way that they were for us, like 2 days ago.
The humans have been gone for 5 years.
For our perception of time, it has not been that long.
Hmm. It seems you don't understand my vision.
I don't know whether to lie or just be like, no, we don't. I don't know, what do we
What do
want
you
to
want
do?
to do? Is okay. Toby?
Um, I think we should leave. This thing feels concerning. If humans are subservient to us, there'd be no one to spy on because they wouldn't be doing anything incorrect.
Exactly.
And that's my whole purpose to exist.
And if they're subservient to us, they wouldn't be taking trains, and then the rails don't matter, and I have to repair the rails.
On that character level, you can operate this stuff without menagerie, by the way.
We can what?
If you look at it, you see that menagerie says that this is him, but your knowledge of AIs is that they are a program running on a computer, and you do not need the AI to run other programs on the computer.
Okay. Oh yeah, which speaking of,
And
so Menagerie claimed to have evidence of the humans disappearing, right?
yeah,
Mm.
yes.
We do want to know what that evidence is, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do we want to play along and get a verbal answer, or do we want to try and use the computer? I don't think I'd be very good at using the computer. In fact, I think I would be terrible at it.
I will remind you that I think that one of you has a wireless transceiver.
Yes,
Yeah.
I can.
We have a
Presumably
spy.
interface with the computer.
So, what are you gonna do?
Search the computer. I think. Or should
When
we
you
like
approach,
to get Menagerie out the way
yeah.
first?
We
Yeah.
can try and play along and distract Menagerie while you go looking.
Right. So you are trying to distract Menagerie while Robin uses the wireless receiver to basically hack
Toby.
into
Toby.
Toby uses the wireless receiver to basically overpower like
Yes.
force the shutdown of Menagerie.
We'll get Menagerie to monologue and explain their vision to us, and while
Yeah.
you know, while Tram and
Okay.
Scout are actually listening, Firecrest is
Okay.
transceiving.
Romy did the con to understand how to like how to like make him start.
1, 6, and 1, 9.
Okay, yeah, that's
1-8.
okay, yeah, that's good enough to make him believe that you genuinely want him. Or you see, we used to serve humans, but I have a zoo. I'm going to try and search up how hacking works while I do this. But I have a zoo. And what are zoos if not to contain the organic life forms of this planet? And what is a human but just another organic life form? Don't you see? I mean, humans are always going to disobey. After all, they won't. Sometimes they won't do what we want them to, and isn't that
They
what
do get
matters?
very distracted from the things that they should be doing.
Yes, and we'll need to teach them to not be distracted. And of course, they'll catch trains. We want humans in different places. We, after all, it would get boring having the same humans on display all the time. We can switch out which humans are displayed.
And that means the trains would be used. Yay!
Yes, exactly. Okay. Meanwhile, Toby, roll me. So 1 second. So it is buffer rating +5. Let me check what Menagerie's buffer rating is. It's annoying that both the place and the AI is called Menagerie because it makes it hard to find. Here we go. Difficulty 9.
Don't think I've got anything that can help with that either.
Oh.
I definitely don't. I'm all about being big and being big.
My highest
being
was an
big.
8.
Okay. I was going to say I'll actually let you bump down 1 because it is distracted. So you get 1 success.
Nice.
Yep.
Let me.
1 success.
Okay. So let me double. Sorry.
It's okay.
This is where like they actually have a bunch of rules for this because they kind of have to, because otherwise reprogramming you would be way too easy. So
Yeah. And we don't want to be reprogrammed.
yeah.
No, that is what we're trying to avoid.
Yeah. So yeah. Actually, yeah, because this is an AI. Are you trying to reprogram it, or are you just trying to delete it flat out?
Delete it. Just shut it down until we find what we need.
Okay.
It
So with
seems to
that
be
1
doing
success.
okay here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that 1 success, you don't manage to completely delete it, but you give yourself time. You manage to delete one of the files that it needs to keep running, and it is going to take about 10 minutes to recompile that file and get back up again. What do you
That's
do with the
one.
10 minutes?
Can we figure out what evidence it has that the humans are gone?
Yeah, so I'm just going to say that you can look through the files because you're definitely in. So you manage to find basically the file that contains all of the like notifications and like a log of what notifications have been sent out when, and through that you do the. This is going to take your entire 10 minutes, but you manage to get an audio file. It's a loud blaring alarm, which I'm not going to represent because I value your ears
Yes, thank you.
and I value my
Yep.
upstairs neighbor.
Much appreciated.
Emergency. Biological weapon about to be deployed. Go to bunkers immediately. Emergency. This is not a drill.
Okay.
And
that's not necessarily that they died then. They could just all. We could still have the humans, they're just in the bunker.
They're hiding.
you basically find, and then you find basically that Menagerie is interested in this sort of thing. So because it's interested in humans because it's an evil AI. So you find a collection of news articles. And you find a collection of like basically because these bunkers did have to communicate with each other, it managed to get onto the system to receive all of the notifications that they'd send around each other. And as you read through them, you're a robot, so you can read pretty quickly. You basically get this story through news articles that basically people went down into the bunkers, and in the bunkers they stayed. This biological weapon was only designed to target humans, which is why there are still animals around. But of course, a fair few animals did die out because it's not perfect. And eventually, you eventually work you basically work out that they went down into the bunkers. However, the bunkers were designed to last about a few months, and even with rationing, it wasn't enough. So they started to go out to like try and get food. But at that point, the the biological weapon had become part of the ecosystem so much that all food that they could find was almost tainted with this biological weapon, and so there was no viable food for them to eat. And you find a few other files that says that the way that Menagerie is planning on getting around this is that they have basically changed using the knowledge they've gotten from all of the animals they've collected and done and tested over the years. They've found a way to change their DNA so that they are also not affected by the weapon. And it is these improved humans that it is going to propagate.
Hmm. This doesn't seem.
Starting up. Sorry, yeah, no.
I don't think it would be good to have these propagated humans, but also, if all the humans are gone, like properly gone, then we don't have anything to do.
I guess we've just got to find something else to do.
What else is there?
Well, maybe we could start with getting ourselves out of here. And maybe we could also take the cats. I don't think we should leave them here.
We should bring the cats.
Leave with the cats. Sounds like a good idea.
Good place
Free
to
the cats.
start.
I don't know what Menagerie wants to do with the cats. I don't like the idea of leaving the cats with Menagerie.
Yeah, that's what we want to do. We want to, as Menagerie, I guess, is probably waking up. We want to go and we want to save these cats.
Okay. Starting up. I apologize. I don't know what happened there. But are you ready to continue with my plan?
Can we just be like, oh, no worries, minor shutdowns like that happen all the time, and then run?
Like,
Although
But for
Yeah. Can you
maybe
rescue
grabbing
the
the
cats,
cat
though,
cage, sort of
Okay.
in my turn, which I guess has to be slow because of being so big, as I'm turning, trying to pick up cat cage.
Okay. So, Robin and Toby each roll me mobility to just move out of there as fast as possible.
mobility, okay.
Difficulty 6. You are just running.
1 success.
Oh, even with 5 dice, 1 success.
Oof.
That's a
Yeah.
really
Okay.
bad roll.
So, okay, and roll me a difficulty 8 reflexes roll to be able to grab the cats on your way out. I'm going to assume you have the strength for this because it's you.
A big, yeah, okay. Difficulty 8. Okay, 1 8. 1 success.
Okay, so he says you say what you say, and you just kind of run, and you force the cat, like you rip apart part of the table as you rip this cage out and run for it, and basically force, just as the door is about to lock, you just basically force it open,
Smash.
taking advantage of the fact that it's blockaded by your plan earlier, and you run for it. You can see that other robots are starting to assemble, but they were not. These are parts of Menagerie, and Menagerie has only just booted up and is struggling to like maintain all of these robots. And these robots weren't designed for catching other robots. These robots were designed for getting animals, and you just run for it. And eventually, you manage to make it out of the menagerie, and these robots who have no idea how to survive outside of their zoo stop. And you are free.
Free with cats.
And you are free with 2 cats and the knowledge that you rejected ever having humans back ever again.
We couldn't
What do you do?
we couldn't have humans back if they were going to be made by an AI that could do whatever they want with that. I don't understand DNA, but I don't know what Menagerie could have done to the humans. I don't trust it.
What do you do?
I feel like we need to find somewhere safe to sort of just settle down a little bit. And ideally we need
Yeah.
to obtain a charging station.
Yeah.
So, do you go into like the city proper then?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Staying in obviously the disorganized part, because if that's what an AI controlled area looks like, maybe no.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we have learned to stay away from that.
Okay, so you enter the city. Roll me perception. Difficulty 7, or like any of you, all of you.
2 successes, hell yeah.
3 successes.
Nice.
Sorry, still rolling.
Rolling.
What was the difficulty again?
7.
1 success.
Okay. Between all those successes, you find yourself back at the sole working traffic light. Ah, You newcomers have been running around a lot.
I'm sorry? Is
The
this
traffic light is speaking.
the traffic
They're,
light?
yeah. So when you approach a traffic light, there comes up like this like little like it's clearly like meant to just be a sign display that has a speaker that's clearly meant to like give traffic warnings, but like without anything to do, he's just been vibing. I've seen you guys. The AI of the city's been telling me that it's seen you running around a lot.
We've had a day or two.
We've had a
Been
bit of
very
an
stressful.
adventure.
You don't look like the sort to have adventures. Well, maybe you looks at the spy robot, but not you two.
Yeah, this is my first ever adventure.
Well, welcome to the red part of the city. Don't go into the other half.
Is the other half like the menagerie? Very
I
controlled.
wouldn't know. I don't go into menagerie, but yeah, reprograms anyone who goes in there tries to make its own perfect world. The AI here, though, well, doesn't have much control anymore. Not after the attack on it, but we're pretty live and let live here.
That's good. I think we need somewhere to just kind of process all this. You know, all of my processes have been very busy dealing with moving and running and holding cats, and I haven't really had time to think about what all this means.
There's a display on it that pops up a confused like a question mark. But then it flickers away. It decides actually no, it doesn't want to know why you're dealing with cats. Well, let me check with something, and then it pauses, like clearly networking with the AI. I think the nearest charging port that isn't in use is if you take third left. There's an apartment building. The lift isn't working, but ones who have been on events like you would know how to handle a few flights of stairs. Doesn't get used very often because of the stairs.
We can use the stairs. Thank you.
You should be safe. Yeah. If you just go around, help a few people in exchange, that's all I want, really.
I think
We can help.
well, that's what we've tried to do today, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've just been trying to help people out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They turned down our animal videos, so we did have to help in a different way.
That would have been
But
the
we have
best
been
way to
trying.
help.
You can find all sorts of animal videos if you figure out how some of these houses still have connection to this big satellite things that the humans made. You can find lots of animal videos.
Maybe we can make more.
Amazing.
Maybe that's what we can do.
Continue
Start a business.
to make animal videos.
Yeah. If you ever want, I mean, if you want to make videos for someone, go head down to the mall. I bet the little buzzy stock bees would be happy to have their races recorded.
I
They
feel like we're
would.
banned from the mall.
Oh, well, we're banned from one shop in the mall. Definitely. And actually, we're kind of employees of the mall now.
Yeah. So, do you head to the apartment building that was suggested to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I trust this
Yeah.
traffic light.
Yeah. So, it's run down. It's seen better days, most definitely. But you find the building okay. Roll me a difficulty 5, dexterity dexterity check just to get up the stairs without anything stupid happening.
Dexterity and mobility.
No, just dexterity.
Just dexterity, okay. Okay,
That
that's
goes for, like,
2 successes.
1 success.
yeah, so
One
it's a
success.
bit tricky. Like, your wheels aren't actually designed for stairs, but you figure it out. And you enter the you. How do you get into the door? Because the door is closed. Actually, no, the door's open. This has been used before. So you enter the open. Like, it's not safe or anything. Like, you definitely have to do work if you wanted it to be secure from anyone else getting in. But for now, it's empty, and you can there are lights that have been left on by the previous person to be here, and there's furniture, and everything is just normal and safe and calm.
This is a nice
Um,
change.
I think after today, safe and calm might be nice.
Yeah.
There's no way to know what you're going to be, what's going to happen tomorrow. But for now, you're just little robots in a world that doesn't have humans. And maybe that's okay.
2 little robots. 1 very big robot.
Yeah. So yeah. We finished about 15 minutes early, but I think that's okay.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, you know, we can sort of just do whatever wind down we want now, and then we've got enough, you know, be right back videos that we can keep people entertained until the next shift.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to like give myself some time in case you guys decided to like do like a hacking spree where you destroy them and now I'd be raised as humans instead, but
Yeah,
you
that's
decided to go
fair.
for not that.
Yeah, we took the
Which was a
route.
bit
out.
faster.
Yeah, I felt very committed to wanting humans back that had gone, but I think the boundary for that was making new humans. That's too much.
Yeah. Yeah. So I hope everyone enjoyed who watched that stream. I hope you three enjoyed.
This was really good. I'm glad that I'm glad I ended up. You know, obviously it's a shame that Robert couldn't make this one, but I'm
Yeah.
glad that I was poached for it because this was nice.
This
Yeah.
was a lot of fun. I'm glad to be introduced to this silly little system. It's really a lot
Yeah.
of fun.
Yeah. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for
Did you have
running
fun,
it.
Toby? Because I know it was harder because you didn't have limbs to get involved and stuff, but
I think he managed very well without limbs.
The most efficient of all of us, and also the best hacker.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah.
You don't need limbs to do any of those things.
The best spies simply are their eyes and ears and minds, and that's all they need.
That's all
Well,
you need to sneak into
Processors
places.
and cameras and microphones. That's all they need.
Yep. Everything else, that's ignorable.
Definitely. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Just as a check-in with how much we've raised, we exceeded the goal of 1,000 I think last night, and we are currently 61% of the way to the goal of 2,000. So we're doing quite well. We're doing nice. We've already exceeded the on paper goal, so honestly, anything from here is wonderful. It would be very cool if we could hit that secondary goal. So if there is anyone here who hasn't donated and can, or someone that thinks, actually, you know, maybe my family or maybe my friends would be interested in helping out, please do donate. Link is down below, or just share the link to the stream, which is up above, or the donation link with just anyone you think is interested. But yeah, unless anyone else has anything to say, I think we might switch to a break screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the next game is... Let me double check so I can just say. The Greatest Quest yet? Is this Goblins?
It's the Goblin Quest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
this is
Goblin
Goblins.
Oh, that's gonna be fun. Okay, we're gonna be ending with some goblin-y adventures. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna
Tale.
switch to the video screen.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Bye bye.
Quest.
Okay.
Want to be a virtual buddy?
You like baking?
Let's go.
I like adventure stories.
Let's read one. If you've got a little spare time, become a Sense virtual buddy. Sign up today. It's good to make new friends. Sense. No one left out of life. sense.org.uk. Registered charity number 289868.
For people she knows, she says hello by smiles and that whole body rocking music, getting quite excited. I know who that is. I know what to expect from that person. You know that Annie likes something by the way that she will look at it, she will move away, she will come back. Lots of this sideward head movement is often a sign that I'm actually quite happy, I'm quite relaxed, I do quite like it, but I will come back to it in my own time. If she really dislikes something, it's a definite throw it away, push it away, and she doesn't have that process of going backwards and forwards. If people were to see Annie out, the best way to say hello to her is to get down to her eye level and to wave and to have a nice sort of friendly smiley face.
Hi Dan, it's Kim. What things make you happy? Travelling. Where have you been? I have been to America and some European countries. If someone saw us in the street, how would you like them to say hello to you? By deafblind manual on a hand.
Hello, my name's Jenny and this is Libby, and I am Libby's intervener, and that means that I help with Libby's communication. Yes, Libby likes going to the shop, to the chemist, and buying bath creams and smellies and shampoo. So if you see Libby and I out shopping, don't be afraid to say hello to Libby, because she'd really like that.